You're on, guys.
Hello there. Hey.
Hello.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Wolfe Den, guys. Today, we got some people. We got some new people in here. Say hello, guys.
Hello, guys.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning for Shannon and I. Good night for you, Spencer.
I mean, I think it's morning for Spencer.
It's 12:03
yeah.
a.m. on. Yeah.
Yeah, very
So
true.
it is
in the
morning for me
future.
as well. Yeah, the future sucks. I don't recommend it. The Disney parks are still closed. It's lame.
Damn it.
No, it is. It's a tough time right now, but you guys in the chat, welcome. I'm gonna give you guys some things to start thinking about. We're gonna be playing our drawing a Disney character by memory. So I want you guys in the chat to start thinking about characters for us to start drawing, and I'll let you guys know when to put those in chat so we can see them and pick one. But you know how I like to start this off. We're going to be talking about what made us smile this week. So bring a little light to this darkened time right now. But let's do Spencer. What made you smile this week?
So I just this is going to start off sad, but it's going to get happier. So today/yesterday, however you perceive time, was supposed to be the opening of the Beauty and the Beast expansion at Tokyo Disneyland. That was very sad for me because I was very excited about that. But what made me happy was a lot of people were posting tributes to the park because it's the 37th birthday as well. And then one of my friends sent me a video of the grand opening ceremony, and I hadn't watched it in years. And so looking back on that, watching it again and seeing like all the pomp and the circumstance and hearing choirs singing Disney songs and all that fun stuff, it made me feel happy again. It made me, it brought that smile back, when you're experiencing that Disney parks magic.
Yeah, no, it's definitely like I feel you. It's such a, like I said, it's such just a dark time. The fact that we can't go to Disney and we're such big Disney fans that it's kind of hard. But it's awesome that technology, like we have this technology just at our grasp to be able to just see things, from the past and just be able to get to those places even when we can't physically get there. So no, I definitely get you. Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Shannon, what do you think? What made you smile this week?
Someone in the chat said Iger taking over CEO responsibilities again, and that does make me laugh. That wasn't my answer, though. I watched the first Avengers movie again with my roommate this weekend, and that's a pretty good flick. So
yeah.
The whole time we were like, this is a good movie. The Avengers franchise lost its way a little bit in the middle there, but the first one, good movie. We like it.
Yeah, right?
I don't know what...
So that was fun.
Yeah.
What were you going to say, Spencer?
I was going to say, I don't know what you're talking about losing its way. I thought Age of Ultron was great. So...
Not nice.
Okay.
Yeah. No, but I feel
Shannon and I might have words.
Hey, you guys can duke it out. Don't worry about it. But it's fun. I'm a huge superhero fan, big, huge movie fan. So I totally get you. That's such a thing. Just to be able to escape and just see that movie. And yeah, I agree. It's such a good movie. Just to see all of our characters, all of our favorite heroes, just finally be able to just come together. Yeah, that honestly brings smiles to my face as well. That's cool. So yeah, what brought smile to my face this week? Yeah, you guys kind of hit the nail on the head. It's so funny. I was watching with my roommate some old retro Disney stuff, and that was such a cool thing to see. And things from the 74, 75, kind of thing, that we found on YouTube, and it's just it was just so cool to be able to see how different things were, and stuff, and And yeah, like Shannon said, someone in the chat mentioned Iger taking up doing what he's doing. I don't fully understand it yet, but yeah, that also brought a big smile to my face. But I'm
you don't even have to be like an Iger fan to be like, that's just so funny.
Yeah, honestly,
Yeah,
just need to think like everyone else.
It's not even really about the fact that whoever likes Bob Chapek versus Bob Iger, which I don't know who likes Bob Chapek, but whatever. It's more about just clearly there's some sort of incompetence going on somewhere, because he's just been silent the whole time. And I don't know if he's just in over his head or if he just is genuinely terrible at what he does. But I think that was just something funny just in general to see Bob Iger just be like, hey, I'm back, by the way.
Yeah, it was interesting. It's definitely interesting. But I'm like, it's so funny this week. Just something very small just made me smile. I got a new pop in, and it's J. Jonah Jameson from Spider-Man. Cool. Yeah, from Spider-Man: Far From Home. Spoiler alert, I guess. But yeah, that made me smile. I wasn't expecting it so soon. And he's casted so well in the MCU that honestly, like, the fact that they even made this into a pop, I was like, yes, I need this. I really do. And Daily Bugle, J. Jonah Jameson made me smile this week.
Did you ever play the Spider-Man PS4 game?
So no, I only have Nintendo. I only have a Switch. But what I ended up doing was, because I knew I was never gonna buy a PlayStation to play it, I ended up watching a bunch of like gameplays. So I just followed this one person just playing the game, and oh my gosh, amazing! I love it. I wish I had a PS4, but I would only have it for that game.
I have a PS4 over there, and I got Spider-Man when it first came out. And the thing that I love about the way the game is structured is that they have J. Jonah Jameson as kind of like one of those crazy. I don't want to say the name in case it turns into an advertising problem, but like one of those crazy websites with the conspiracy theory guys. You know exactly what I'm talking about. I just love how they totally turned him into that. It's hilarious.
Yeah. And I love the fact that if you see that just the small clips of him in Far From Home, like you can kind of see that the Daily Bugle has kind of now shifted in the MCU, and it's not like a newspaper, but it's just him online, and he's just angry about things. Like, I just love it. I love it so much. And like I said, he was casted just so well.
Jonah Jameson are angry about things.
Oh gosh, we gotta, guys in the chat, what did you guys smile this week about? Let me see. I'm gonna be looking in the chat, see what you guys have said.
I glanced and someone said I don't smile.
Oh, that's the thing as well.
Yeah.
If you don't, then you don't. I would like to know what you didn't smile about.
Hopefully the show makes you smile like a little bit.
I got bored and I like the sound of my own voice.
Yeah, cool.
So
at least someone here does.
Do you want to share with us?
Type and talk at the same time? Fine.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Do you have something that made you smile this week,
Colleen?
Me.
Not you, because you won't let me see you. I have your mask.
Being sisters doesn't make us immune.
I have your mask, though, so I'm coming to your apartment.
Okay, that's fine.
Dun dun dun.
If you want them, I have to see you.
I mean, yeah.
Not necessarily. You could always leave them on her doorstep or something.
Yeah.
That's what I've been doing with food.
I don't think she would let me.
No. I'm gonna hug her.
She would bang on the door until she finally opens up to
If I get coronavirus, it's Colleen's fault.
I don't need to bang on the door. I just go in.
I'm gonna walk out and she's gonna be sitting there.
Yeah,
Anyway.
but Colleen also seems like the type of person who, like, just for the hell of it, would still be like, "Let me in."
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
Just for the anarchy of it.
Let's see, what made me smile? Like, what have I done this past week? So I decided that since I have more time, I've been watching Supernatural, of which there are 15 seasons. So, you know, although I'm on season 7, and I think maybe it's been a month.
Are there really?
But Shannon used to watch it, so like I'll text her during it, and there've been some really fabulous characters. Death is pretty amazing. He's hilarious. In just his
every time you're like, I love this character, I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just texting her and I'm like, Crowley is the new love of my life. Like at 1 a.m. So, you know, that makes me happy. I've been doing a new Disney Bound challenge this week. I'm, of course, not dressed in something today. But, and the idea is that, like, you bound as a character and then you watch the movie. We're all at home.
Nice.
So that's been fun.
That's cool.
Yeah. So I got the Disney Bound book that arrived yesterday.
Ooh.
I'm not in it.
I totally forgot to order that.
A little bit petty, so like a part of me's like, why did you go?
Can write that in your review.
I'm gonna.
There we go.
I've already thought about it being like, but if you're petty like me.
I got some.
Just like one other minor thing. So sometimes I help Tom get things from Tokyo. And today one of his things came in that made me very happy because I wish I could keep it. It's the press kit and the press badge from the grand opening of Soaring Fantastic Flight, which is from before we were on the media list. So like I put on the badge and I'm like, yes, I was there on that day and I so wanted to go on the ride. And now I feel like I could if I had a time machine. But the lanyard is really cool. They like only made this lanyard for the press event. And it says like grand opening, July 23rd, 2019 on the side. It has clouds on the back. It's so cool.
That's so cool. Yeah, that was actually one of my favorite posters when we did the poster ranking. That one looked really good.
I love the Soaring. Actually, let me get it. It's like right there. I'll get the lanyard.
Cool. While you do that, we got some. Let me see here. James in the chat said he's always smiling, which is good. Abby said Colleen made me smile.
That made Colleen smile.
Yeah. There we go. Darren said, I smiled at Nick's mom cooking with him. Aw. Jerry said he's been rewatching South Park, which has been making me constantly smile. Nice. James April said, I find happiness in the little things, funny memes, making jokes, etc. That's awesome. Darren also said, smiled at the stimulus check today. Hey.
I wish I qualified for that.
My bank, their like website is under maintenance, so I'm like, I can't even check and see if I got it yet.
It looks like you have the same bank as my roommate. Yep.
I'm a college student and I don't qualify.
That's hilarious. Oh.
Poor Spencer.
It's not even that I live abroad. It's just the fact that I'm a dependent college student.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Okay. So I return with the press badge for Fantastic Flight, which we bought for not that expensive, actually. And the lanyard, if you look at it, I was amazed that people are even selling these, not to mention how cheap they are. But like the lanyard says Grand Opening 2019 on it, which is really cool. And it has a cute little cloud design.
Oh, those are really pretty.
I like that.
And actually, hang on this section of the lanyard, it looks even better because on this section you have the outline of the exterior building and the Dream Flyer ride vehicle. And it makes me upset that they only made this for the press release or for the press event. I don't know why, but because this would have been cool
So
to
there's, like-
sell. But
There's like no merch of that, or like that.
no, this was made for the press event.
Wow. Ooh, folks, we might be. Oh yeah. So I just got a message from our friend Pete. Pete should be joining us soon.
Cool.
So as soon as Pete does, we'll go down our prompts for today. But if you guys are joining us right now, keep in mind we are going to be doing draw a Disney character from memory. So start thinking of things for us to draw, and I'll let you guys know when to put that down for us in the chat, and we'll go from there.
Make sure you don't
God
pick a
save
Disney
me.
character that's on Spencer's shirt.
Oh yeah,
Ooh.
so I have the
So I'll just
the
look.
Fab Five on my shirt, so you have to be careful of that. This is
I love it.
because, like I said, it was the 37th birthday of Tokyo Disneyland. So I decided I could either wear my 35th anniversary shirt or my 36th anniversary shirt. So I went with the 35th shirt again because I like it better.
It's a nice shirt.
I love it though.
Thank you. I have
Guys,
a stupid amount of Tokyo shirts. I really need to sell some of them.
You're not my size.
We'll
I would
take
buy
it.
them.
What size do you
Guys,
wear?
I want to know. Must be talking to Shannon because I'm not gonna fit in that.
Tom gets sad because like Tokyo clothes don't fit him, so there's no
Yeah,
getting it.
Tom
Tokyo
always
closed up
wants
his Tom.
me to check for. Tom always wants me to check to see if the Tokyo clothes come in the larger sizes. They never do. The largest they ever sell is American XL.
Oh gosh, no.
I ordered a dress once.
Although
It came from Japan, and like I ordered like a large or an extra large, and it showed up, and I was like, "This is for a child."
So I ordered a shirt. I ordered a t-shirt from D23 Japan 2018, and it's a really cool shirt. Like, I was actually very excited about this. Hang on, I have it right here.
Pete,
Pete?
Yeah,
I ordered this
Pete Liz.
really
Hey.
cool
Oh.
D23 2018 shirt. And
Love that.
it said that it says right here it's an XL, which in Japan usually means it's a men's large, but this is a small. I put this on and it barely covered my chest. I was so upset because I was so excited for this shirt. And now
No,
I
it
don't
looks
know what to
really,
do with
really
it.
cool.
It's so
Oh,
cool.
man.
And I was like really hyped about it, but
No, it
although
looks.
Shannon, if you do want a Tokyo shirt, this is a American medium, and it's a second one of this that I got.
I mean, that would probably fit me.
There we go, Shannon. Yo, talking about shirts. The man, the myth, the one that wears all these cool shirts every single live stream has just made it. Give it up for Pete, guys. Hey, Pete.
What's
welcome,
up,
welcome.
everybody? I'm sorry I'm late to the den. I was a lost
Nah,
cub,
you
but
good.
I have returned.
You good, you good. Pete, tell us a little bit, where'd you get that shirt that you have there?
This one is an oldie but goodie. I got this a few years back. This is probably a my TeePublic phase.
Okay.
Yeah, because I think I got this in like 2017 or 2016. We used to work a lot with TeePublic at WDWNT. They used to sponsor a lot of our shows, and we used to, kick it to them when we had shirts over there. We're doing our own merchandise now, in case anyone doesn't know, but which will be released shortly. But yeah, this is during my TeePublic phase of 2016 and 2017. Love the dance, and I love this shirt. So
That's fun.
Little throwback.
I'd get that shirt.
That's
that looks
fun. That's
cool.
fun. Right?
You know,
Pete,
I
we
think
went
this is
through,
actually the first time I've ever interacted with Pete, I think.
I know. What's up, man? We've never been on the same show at the same time. Only like company
Pete
calls
hates
and
Tokyo,
meetings.
so he doesn't want to talk to me.
You know what it is? It's not that it's not anti-Tokyo. I'm just anti-Tom always talking about Tokyo. It's like, it's hard because Tom's always around and then he perks up and he gets so excited and then he just literally just destroys Walt Disney World. And I'm like, I don't want to hear that. I live 3 miles from Walt Disney World. So
maybe you should come to Tokyo.
I actually started planning a trip twice. So it's not that I hate Tokyo. It's I hate Tom's little boy giddiness and throwing it in my face how great Tokyo is.
How dare Tom be happy?
He
it
comes
in
out for me though because
like a bag. He would have a Birkin over his shoulder and be like, "Oh, this? Let me tell you all about this bag." And I'm tired of hearing about it because I have a Kate Spade. I don't know if that analogy works at all.
Let me tell you this though. It actually makes me very happy that Tom has that reaction because nobody else ever wants to talk about it. So having people to actually talk Tokyo stuff who understand what I'm talking about is a blessing.
Well, I feel like everyone who comes back from Tokyo has this Tokyo excitement. And they're just it's never the same. It changed their life, and I'm just like, all right, I want to go, but it's also the other side of the world.
God, I wish that would be.
It takes a little bit of planning and financials, which I should have went when I went before this whole COVID thing, because now the only way I'm getting to Tokyo is if I get a job through Disney that's in Tokyo. That's about it. But one day I'll make it out there.
No, it's actually this is a good segue. You were mentioning the fact that Tokyo is Tom's he always talks really highly about it and he's always giddy about it. So Pete, I gotta ask, what made you smile this week?
What made me smile this week? Oh man, I mean a lot of things. I know you told me to answer this and think about this, and I had an answer prepared, but I'm trying to think of a better one. I don't know. I had a lot of things make me smile this week. One would probably be, and it's both of mine are very cheesy for different reasons. One, I'm going to use two. Can I do two? Can I already break the rules?
Yeah, you can do as many as you want.
One would be my girlfriend, Lauren. She has been super supportive. As most of you know, I am an extrovert. I need to be around people. This is killing me. I have highs and lows throughout this entire pandemic that we are going through, and she has been very patient. So she has put a big smile on my face. The other reason I smiled is, and I've been talking about it off air to a bunch of the staff, but is I was supposed to interview Jeff and Lauren Lowe 10 times in the last 2 weeks, and our timing has always been off. And this week I finally got it done, so that made me smile. As I finally got to talk for a little over 30 minutes with two of the crazy people from Tiger King, and I'm obsessed with Tiger King, so that made me smile this week, actually talking with them and having their cell phone numbers now. It's just a kind of a wild experience because they're probably everyone on the planet knows Tiger King at this moment, so that was really cool. Made me smile. So that was a lot of fun.
That's cool, man. Yeah, no, it's funny. You said some of the things I mentioned earlier. We already went through it for us three, but I said I got a new pop, J. Jonah Jameson, and that honestly is the thing that made me smile this week.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I've never seen that pop ever.
Yeah, this is a new one that just that recently came out, so I was able to snag that one when it came out, and I love Spider-Man. He's my favorite hero, so being able to get that was really cool. And it came it came at a great point. Yesterday I just wasn't feeling it at all. I got up and I did a little, planning and stuff like that, and then I went to bed, and I just wasn't having it yesterday. So that was good thing.
No, that's awesome. We need those moments. I haven't ordered anything off Amazon, but Lauren does. So getting Lauren's by Amazon boxes have been cheering me up. And I'm like, oh, we have liquid soap again. Yes.
Yeah, no, definitely. Guys, I want to ask you.
Texted me. My mom just texted me. I have a pop to send you. I'm like,
whoa.
Hey,
she's probably watching the show.
Oh my gosh, you have to tell us what it is. You got to tell us when you get it.
Is there a Ray pop you don't
That's
have?
exciting.
Yes, so it's probably a Ray pop. I collect Ray pops.
I'm here, but I'm invisible.
Colleen, you can come in as a fifth
She's the invisible. She's the invisible
I don't want
space
to take
bee.
your spot.
Yeah, you can make a little square right here in the corner.
No, I'm
the middle.
okay.
Or put Eric in the middle.
I'll probably just maybe randomly say things. I am working on other stuff at the same time. I was just kind of
Okay.
done
I
before
felt
Pete got
bad.
here. It's fine.
You're gonna lose viewers subbing me for Colleen. They're gonna be like, look at this giant red face.
Oh man. So guys, last week the people that I get on here, I like to see what made them Disney fans. We spoke about it last week, you know, with the three ladies that I had on, and since you guys are new, I want to see and I want to know what made you guys Disney fans. We'll go, Shannon. Would you like to go first?
Sure. I mean, basically, my parents made me a Disney fan. You guys all like pointing and looking. So. Our parents like went to Disney, you know, without us before we were born. And so then, Colleen, how old was I when I first went to Disney?
2.
2? Yeah. So I was 2. Mostly we only went because like we moved to Florida, like St. Pete, and Colleen was old enough to like actually go and experience Disney. I don't remember anything about going, but so yeah, I mean, they took us to Disney. We lived, you know, in St. Pete, not super far. We lived there a couple times. So, you know, it like, I remember in like elementary school just going to Disney parks at least like once a month. We were basically always annual pass holders. I don't know how much parking costs at Disney. I've never had to pay for it. But yeah, so we were like Disney parks people. We watched Disney movies. And that's like, people talk about like childhood movies, and I'm always like, well, other than Disney, it's like, I don't know, we watched Star Wars and Indiana Jones when I was a kid before Disney owned them, but now Disney owns them, so it's even more like that Disney stuff that I'm into. So it's just like my parents were into Disney stuff, and so then we got into Disney stuff, which is cool. Yeah, so it was like the parks were more important than the movies, which I think is kind of like the opposite for a lot of people, but the movies are still
it's
really
definitely
good.
the opposite for me, Like I came as a kid, but it was more the movies, Disney Channel also, you know, kind of thing. But yeah, that's interesting. Yeah. That's cool. I like that. Spencer, you're all the way in Tokyo. Why are you in Tokyo?
How'd you get there?
How'd you get there?
Okay. If you want me to talk about why I'm a Disney fan and why I live in Tokyo, we're going to be here for like 6 hours. The way I became a Disney fan, I was kind of born into it. My parents loved going to Disneyland when they lived in Arizona. And little by little, they started going to Disney World more and more. And when they divorced, every couple of years, my dad would take me to Disney World. It was like this big monumental thing every 1 or 2 years. It would be like, oh yeah, we're going to Disney World and it's going to be this year. It was like the big thing that would happen. So I kept going back to Disney World. I grew up making repeat trips from Arizona and from Oklahoma after I moved. And it pains me to say that my last trip to Disney World was 5 years ago. I was supposed to go in 3 weeks, but that's not happening anymore. So,
I know.
So I kind of grew up in it. The parks are kind of my foundation for why I love Disney. Like with Shannon, it was parks before movies, and that confuses a lot of people.
Yeah.
Whenever I tell people like I like Disney, they're like, "Oh, what's your favorite movie?" I'm like, whatever I watched most recently, I guess.
Yeah.
Like I'm more about the theme parks, and they're like, "Oh, really? Why?" And then you have to explain it to them and stuff. So yeah, I was kind of just born into it, and I've never really it never went away. I just have always stuck with it.
That's cool, man. That's cool.
Yeah.
I like that. It's funny because you guys both came from, you know, your parents and coming as a kid, but I know
You
a
came
little
from
bit
your
about
parents?
Pete's story.
Well, Pete, we're a mommy Disney fan and
You
a daddy
see.
Disney fan.
I thought that the Disney store flew over my house one day and gave me to my parents, who
And just dropped
accepted
you off,
me with
right?
gladness and joy.
They dropped you off with an annual pass and a 6-pack of White Claws.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't around back then, but yeah, maybe it was like a Steel Reserve or, you know, but sure.
But yeah, like
I'm sorry,
you
Eric,
guys.
I cut you up.
No, you're good, man. You guys both came as, you know, as kids, same as me. I know that Pete's story is a little different. Pete, you're on this side. Sorry. Yeah, Pete, how did you become a Disney fan?
So yeah, as we talked briefly about on one of the other shows that we're on, I forget if it was Party with Pete or Locked In with Eric Morton, but yeah, I'm the opposite. I did come as a child once, and I have very, while they're limited memories, because I was younger and I don't know why I don't remember certain things, and certain things still get triggered to this day when I'm walking through parks, but I was around, I want to say 7, 8, or 9-ish, and we came down as a family. It was the one trip we ever came down as a family for ever. And it was kind of during that Aladdin Beauty and the Beast boom. So like the Aladdin parade was going through Hollywood Studios. The Beauty and the Beast had the stage show, but not where it is now. It was in the other old location. I also have no idea why I only have like Hollywood Studios memories. Like I know we went to other parks, but I only can remember things from Hollywood Studios, which is ironic because it's like not my favorite park. But yeah, I ended up becoming a true fan of Disney, like you guys, through the parks first. People know I don't watch movies. And it was in my 20s. So I came back again. I flew down for a quick, like 2 or 3 day trip in college. I was broke. I was dating a girl in college who was a year older than me. So when she graduated, I was a senior and she was in her first year of the DCP, the Disney College Program here in Orlando. So during my senior year of college, thought I would surprise her and fly down. She was working on the turntable for for Cali River Rapids. And I came down, I set it up with her friend, and I was like, hey, I'm flying in tomorrow. I didn't want anyone to know. Please don't tell her. And they were like, okay. And I'm like, where will she be tomorrow at like 12:15 when I land? They're like, she'll be working. I'm like, perfect. I'm gonna surprise her on her ride. It's going to be this big romantic thing. So I surprised her. She's like, hey. And I'm like, hey. And she's like, well, I'm working. And I'm like, you can't just get off. She's like, this is Disney. No, I'll see you in 4 hours. I'm like, okay. So like I waited, I was all excited, and she's like, oh, I wish you would have told me you were coming. And we had I remember we had a nice afternoon, and then I couldn't get into her housing, so I had to sneak into housing, go in the trunk of a car and have water bottles thrown up against me so they would, in case they checked the trunk. I'm like, what? The military? What's going on here? But I go in her dorm and her dorm, but they kind of are like dorms, Disney housing. And we're in her room, and she's just like, hey, I didn't want to do this in person, but I met this guy, and I was heartbroken. And I went back. I didn't go back to Disney. I went back to MCO. I was crying in the airport. This big tough. I have to go back to college. I'm in the fraternity. I'm one of the big guys on campus. And I'm sitting in the airport. It was out of a movie. It's quite funny, actually. I'm not sure if it was raining or just the tears coming out of my eyes. But I think I had one hand on the glass, and I was crying, watching my plane pull in. And I was done with Disney. So then I came back a few years later with a different girlfriend, 3 or 4 years later. Again, it was cool, but I was just doing what she wanted me to do. And I was like, this is a kid's park. I teased people who went to Disney. My roommate, and again, I'm sorry for anyone who's heard this story on another show, but my roommate, who I literally shared a room with in college, we had a suede sheet that would block our beds. And if someone was bringing a girl home or had the girlfriend over the house, we would be we'll hang upstairs, because we converted it. This house, our fraternity house, didn't have a basement apartment. And we were like, what? You have all this square footage. We'll finish the basement. So my buddy and I were doing contracting. So we just built an apartment down there anyway. Because it had its own private entrance in the basement. We were like, we have our own private entrance. We'll have our own space. but instead we ran out of money. So instead of building a wall, we built one giant room and like a giant 10-foot closet. So we split the closet into the room, and we bought and then just like down the middle of the room, we're just like, all right, this is your half, this is my half. But anyway, him and his girlfriend, who are married now and just had a kid last week, Mike and Kristen, used to go to Disney all the time. She was like a Disney head, DVC. She would come down like 3-4 times a year. Mike would go down at least once or twice. I'm like, dude, you are a 23-year-old adult. Start acting like it. Like, Disney is a park for children. Make a long story short, I came down a few years later for my honeymoon during my practice marriage, and yeah, I ended up falling in love with the park.
That's a good way of putting it.
I was planning all the stuff for the parks, and I was like, I didn't know that you could do all this stuff, and like planning it myself, I fell in love. And at that time, I was older. I was able to take more stuff in. I was just like truly happy. I guess I'm in a happier place in my life, and yeah, I fell in love after that trip. I was like, we should go back in a few months, and then we should go back again. That marriage didn't work out, obviously. And then even with Lauren, like I flew, I was already hooked. So I came down to the parks with guy friends, and I would convince some of my buddies to like buy annual passes. I'm like, I told you it's not for kids. So like me and like a few fraternity guys I know had annual passes, and I would drag them down to Disney. And then I started dating Lauren, and she wasn't a Disney fan. And I said, just come with me. And she was like, all right. And she really liked me, to her credit. And she was like, okay. And I didn't know this when I asked her, but she had hated flying. And she had to fly down by herself because I was flying to Disney straight from a bachelor party. It was a whole thing. After 2 days, she was buying an annual pass, and it went from there. And then I started working here. I started flying down to Disney. It's really because Frontier put cheap flights in Islip Airport. I don't know if I'd be as big a fan. Once Frontier moved into the Long Island Airport and did like flights that were $30 or $40, I was like, I have to go learn everything about Disney. So like we would go just for the weekend for fun. We would leave Friday after she was done with school on like a 3 or 4 p.m. flight, fly into either Tampa or Orlando, whatever's cheaper, stay off property and just hang out in Disney all day Saturday, all day Sunday, take the latest flight Sunday night, and then she can go back to work on Monday and I can go back to work on Monday. And we would just come down like 3-4 times a year.
That's so good.
It was crazy. And then we ended up moving down here, and we live a few miles away from Disney.
That's awesome.
So that's
so good.
Believe it or not, that's the short version of that story.
I thought my story was long.
No, I don't know.
I am not known for being short-winded. I apologize. I'll just answer every other question.
No, hey. This is, the reason why I invited you guys in and I asked, you guys is because I value everyone's input on, on subjects and on things. And, things that we're going to talk about today, I think are going to be fun to be able to hear everyone's input. One of them I'm interested to hear Pete's.
This is literally actually paying you. This is like therapy for me.
I'm really interested to hear one for sure. But yeah, no, like, and it's so cool that like all of you are Disney park fans as well, because 3 of these things that we're talking about, well, 4 actually, are all having to do with Disney parks. So I'm very interested.
It's
to see
almost
what you
as
guys,
if this is a Disney Parks website.
Oh, what? Did you really? Are you sure?
Pete, what the?
But earlier this week, hey, Colleen.
Hey, it's Colleen.
This is awesome. Earlier this week on Monday, we actually did a Pixar. We ranked essentially all the Pixar movies. Yes. Shannon, you were there. Spencer, you were there as well. Colleen, you were there. Pete was not, but just like you guys, if by any chance you guys did not get to see that, we have it on our YouTube channel. You guys can check that out. And since we did that ranking, it made me start thinking of different Pixar attractions in the parks. So I want to know what everyone's Fab 5 Pixar attractions are. So essentially, they don't need to be in order. If you guys have them in order, cool. You guys don't have to. People in the chat, I want to see as well, what are your Fab 5 Pixar attractions? They can be attractions, they can be shows, anything you guys want to put down. But I want to hear about it. Who wants to go first?
I just spoke for so long. Someone go first.
Spencer! Spencer, do it. What are your
I'll give
Fab
you a
5
break.
Pixar attractions?
Spencer will have different answers than the rest of us anyway.
Yeah.
I will, because the thing is, I haven't been to Toy Story Land, and I've been trying to save that to be a fresh experience, so I haven't looked at Slinky Dog Dash or anything like that yet.
Yeah.
So you're missing the
But
top half of your list.
I did cave at one point, and I watched videos of stuff at Cars Land, so I'm familiar with that stuff. But everything else will be things that I've experienced,
Nice.
and probably 2 of these are going to be things that aren't going to be on anyone else's list.
Hey, that's cool.
So let's talk about Radiator Springs Racers first, because it's absolutely brilliant. The set design is, of course, incredible. It very much improves on the test track and Journey to the Center of the Earth technology. I so wish that I could go to California and experience this for myself, because just watching the video, it looks incredible.
Yeah.
It's one of those attractions where it's so great that you don't know where to start talking about it. I genuinely don't know where to start talking about Radiator Springs Racers. I love it so much, and I haven't even been on it yet.
Yeah. Which actually, like, it's telling of the attraction itself, how great and how great it even transcends just videotaping of the attraction. Yeah, no, I feel you.
Yeah, I talk about that with shows too, where like, it's the same kind of thing with some shows where when you watch them, they're so well produced that you can feel the energy even like sitting at your computer screen. There's a lot of shows that I have like that. So the next one, the rest of these aren't really in order. I just kind of put them together. The next one on my list, I as a kid, I always loved It's Tough to Be a Bug. I thought it was so much fun. I like A Bug's Life. I think that it's really creative. The 3D films at the Disney parks are usually very hit or miss. Right now, the ones that I think of off the top of my head are PhilharMagic, Muppet Vision, and Tough to Be a Bug. And all 3 of those are still around because they're so good.
Yeah.
I really think that with It's Tough to Be a Bug, you get this kind of unique sensory experience. The only other one I can really think of where they like mess with the seats and the physical space around you is we have the Magic Lamp Theater here at Disney Sea, where they like have rotating or they have like stuff going on with the seats where the genie is messing around and stuff like that. But they really take it to the next level with It's Tough to Be a Bug. I always thought it was a good film.
Yeah, right. Like, especially when the critters like start walking away at the end.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. When we were talking about when we were on the Pixar countdown, I mentioned that I'd never seen Finding Nemo the musical.
What?
So I went and watched it. My parents weren't show people. I've never seen Festival of the Lion King either.
What?
Yep.
So
and if I'm not mistaken, I think I mentioned it on the countdown that there was someone else that there was someone else that I Finding Nemo the musical or the Lion King, and I think it was Annie. And I think when Annie told me that, I was like, we're gonna go see it, but now I want to wait until you're able to come, and then you and Annie will all get together and we'll all go see that, because oh my gosh, both of those shows are just amazing.
You're going to be waiting about another year for that. I've rescheduled for May 2021.
Oh.
Go see it with Annie. It's okay.
May 2020 is only a month away, my friend.
May 2020 was supposed to be my trip, but now it's going to be May 2021. So,
well, hopefully the parks will be open by then.
Yeah, right.
you know, here's something. So I went on YouTube and I watched Finding Nemo the musical, and I adore it now. I really need to see that in person.
Right.
That's a show where you feel the energy in the video. And I can't believe that I overlooked it, and it's been there for so long. I really have to see Finding Nemo in person now, but I love it so much. The puppet The puppetry is incredible. The music is so good. Like, there's only a couple of bad things that I could say about Finding Nemo the musical. One of them is that it's too short.
Yeah.
I'm a theater person. I would love to see this get like a full Broadway show. I would be totally in favor of that.
And really,
Right.
like, because there are parts of the movie that aren't in it, so that it's only like 45
Yeah.
minutes long. If you added in
Yeah.
those parts, and maybe, you know, with the songs, you could get it to be almost 2 hours,
full musical.
and that would be
Yep.
a musical. I'm like, you could put this on Broadway. I'm kind of
Yeah.
surprised
Yeah, it could easily be
they
done.
haven't. Because, you know, they've done that.
Well, I feel
where,
like they do
they've done
test
shows on the
shows.
parks,
Like when they
they've
do
done
stuff on the
shows-
West Coast in the Hyperion, that's usually like their tester.
Yeah.
Like they had Aladdin
Yeah.
there before Aladdin went to Broadway. They had Frozen there before Frozen went to Broadway.
What's sad
so
is
I'm
that
sure
Frozen
there's-
on Broadway is garbage.
No, it wasn't garbage.
Is it really? I don't know. I haven't seen
No,
it.
I saw it.
I want to see
I
it.
saw it.
I saw,
No, I
twice
saw
on Broadway.
Frozen
It's
with
not
the-
garbage.
I saw it with the original
see it.
cast. It wasn't that good.
did I.
The actresses were great, but it wasn't that good.
Oh my god!
Bummer.
I mean,
The original songs are bad. Like, I can't think of a single memorable original song from the Frozen musical.
yeah, because I mean, they're taking the music from the movie. They have "Let It Go." They have "Do You Want to Build a Snowman?" They have.
Yeah, but when you put
only
a show on
iconic
Broadway, it
song.
should be there should be something unique about the show that's actually memorable and not just shoveled in there to add runtime. I don't know. When I went to New York and we did like a bunch of Broadway shows, I think Frozen was the one I was least impressed by.
What Broadway shows do you see though? Because you must have seen some of the best. Because I've seen Broadway shows and musicals that are way worse than Frozen. Again, I live in New York, so I've seen a good amount. I'm just saying, like, Frozen was a good musical. I'm sorry, I just
Well,
have
there
to,
was one show I was less impressed by, and I did enjoy Frozen. I just didn't enjoy it a lot. There was only one show I genuinely didn't enjoy, and it was the revival of Once on This Island. I didn't like that. But when I was in
guys.
New York, it was.
Should have a Broadway panel. There's
We should.
Disney musicals.
You
like,
have
That
Kristen
would be
and Robert
great.
Anderson Gomez, who did the Frozen
It's so
music.
funny.
Who did
Yeah.
Broadway before Frozen the musical. They did amazing shows. I mean,
Well,
come
I
on.
No, they did. Because hang on, because Avenue Q is amazing, and so is the Book of Mormon. They are both some of my favorite shows of all time.
They also
But-
composed Finding Nemo the musical.
They did.
They're the
Oh, they did?
composer
I didn't
for
know
Finding
that.
Nemo the musical. Yeah.
which should
That's
totally
how
be
good
I,
it
a
so
was.
Broadway.
I'm going to say,
That's wonderful.
Finding Nemo the musical is too late now, unless they come out with another movie, because a lot of what Broadway does, I guess, strikes while the iron is hot, or it's got to be mega iconic like The Lion King. But I mean, like, you can't say that's a bad musical. I'm sorry, I just can't let that. I can't let that go.
Poor
I mean,
Pete.
I think
if
Finding
it'll be
Nemo's
like the first.
pretty iconic. Like, I think you
Yeah.
could do it. I mean,
For being like the
I
first
think so,
Pixar Broadway musical, I think Finding Nemo
Yeah.
would do it.
you know, it might
Yeah.
not be as successful
And
as
it's
The
the
Lion King,
Lopez's.
which I don't think, honestly, they're ever going to be able to replicate.
No, of course.
Yeah.
You know,
No show is ever going to be able to replicate.
No, but I
that.
mean, it'll probably be on the same scale as like Mary Poppins when that was on Broadway, or Tarzan, or something
Mary
like that.
Poppins is
Which
a good
again,
show.
Tarzan
Ooh, not Tarzan.
was a show that was in
Not
theater in the wild,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
you know, again, was another testing ground.
good show.
Tarzan rocks.
Which
Anyway,
when Tarzan
when I was
Rocks
in New
left,
York-
I was so sad, but then finally Nemo the musical was really good. So
Yeah.
When I was in New York, I saw SpongeBob, which I adored. I love the SpongeBob musical so much. I saw Come From Away. We saw Evan Hansen, which I do not like. Wait, did you say Come From Away is terrible?
You didn't like
That was
Evan
garbage.
Hansen?
Did you say yes?
No, I didn't say Evan Hansen. I said Come From Away was bad, but he didn't like Evan Hansen. So again,
Why?
I think we found whose opinion is a little off base. Come From Away was
Excuse
boring.
me,
I would have
first
paid
of all,
money to leave the
what-
theater.
I was moved by Come From Away. That was like a really moving show for me. Plus, it's so much
so we're
fun.
definitely having
Like,
a
there's
Broadway
actual-
panel.
Right.
There was
maybe we should
actual
get back
fun
on the
parts of
Marvel
that.
or Pixar attractions.
Oh
I
yeah,
have
sorry.
my Pixar track. I'm done.
Pete, we can talk about this later.
We'll talk
You
about
also
it
Broadway
later.
said
panel. I'm going to
Comey.
pitch right now.
Colleen has Broadway tattooed on her wrist. Like,
I have
She
played all the
doesn't
Pete,
time.
we'll talk
like that.
about we will talk about this later, Pete. So Finding Nemo the musical, I love.
he left.
Next, of course, because I ran out of options, I had to put Toy Story Mania on the list. Actually,
Toy Story
no,
Mania.
scratch that. I'm changing that last second because I don't like Toy Story Mania very much. I'm changing that. I'm going to make it the Lightning McQueen victory lap at Tokyo Disney Sea for Pixar Playtime. And if you are not familiar with the Lightning McQueen, if you're not familiar with the Lightning McQueen victory lap, give
It's
me like
just
2 seconds.
showing off. Guys, I don't know.
You know, I'm serious.
Pete lived in New York.
We'll definitely leave time at the end to talk about Broadway shows.
No, I'm just gonna pick the
So-
show.
Oh yeah, do it. Okay, yeah. Pete, save it for the show. You're gonna
So
be on the show.
for,
Save it for the show.
So for the Lightning McQueen victory lap, what they would do is they got one of the big Lightning McQueens out, and they had a bunch of people dress up as like Rusty's technicians, and you would go walking and parading around the American waterfront, waving flags, kind of like this, but a little different. And it was like
love
this
that.
fun thing where you like chant along and like walk along with Lightning. It's so much fun. It was like this huge
Oh,
exercise
cool.
in guest participation. It's a
That's
lot of
cute.
fun.
I
I
like
didn't
that.
get to take it. I didn't get to take a video of it before it went away, which I'm sad about, but it's
Oh,
okay. They're out there.
That's
And
a
then
cute
the
one, though,
last
yeah.
thing on, it was a lot of fun. If you ever ask Tom about the Lightning McQueen victory lap, he will gush about it forever. And he
Oh,
was also
love
very sad that he never got chosen for the audience participation.
The very
and then
tall white man never got chosen. Shocking.
I've been chosen before. I've been chosen for audience participation before.
Yeah, well, you're.
And I'm only like,
So.
I'm 2 inches shorter than Tom, so.
I was about to say he's a 6-foot child.
But like, you have a young face. They're like,
They're like, oh yeah, you.
give him a bit. Tom looks
Yeah,
like
you,
he's,
why not?
you know. I mean, he is 30, so.
Oh, 30, the old age of 30. The
Yeah.
horror.
Oh,
Make
I
your
still got 4
sister
years
and
left.
make your sister and the host and Pete feel terrible.
I will.
And then the just Pete's reaction then.
Oh no! I'm halfway through my 30s. I'll just keep drinking my White Claw.
It's okay, Pete. Spencer's just a child.
Spencer is
Age
20.
is just
Give
a
him
number.
time. See, that sounds like something Nick would say, not you. So
Well, tell that to
anyway.
the 19 and 64-year-old I'm dating.
What?
anyway,
Just kidding, go on.
the last.
Anyway, Pixar attractions.
The last thing on my list is also from here. It's the Monsters Inc. Ride and Go Seek, which, if you're not
That's so
familiar
cute.
with
I've seen
it,
videos.
it's a dark ride attraction, and basically you're playing hide and seek throughout Monstropolis and Monsters Inc. With Mike and Sully and Boo, and you have these little flashlights that you like point at different things in the ride to trigger special effects and stuff like that. And it's a beautifully detailed ride. So many sets, so many animatronics, so many cool effects. I love
cute.
Ride and Go Seek so much, and it makes me sad that the line is always so long. But we have a video
Oh.
if you want to watch it. It's on our YouTube channel.
That's probably where I've seen it. Yeah, it's such a cute ride, such a cute one.
It's a lot of
Thank you,
fun.
Spencer.
Yeah, thank you. Sorry it took so long with, Broadway.
No, you good, guys. We don't, we're just talking, just talking. You guys talk, anything. Actually, Jennifer Sweet in the chat said, okay, so she's listed her 5. Number 1 is the Wally Playground in Epcot, and she said during the Festival of the Holidays 2019.
Wow.
That is, I love the little playgrounds when they do them. And there's like they did Did the Toy Story playground as well. Such cute, so cute, so cute. Her number 2 is Slinky Dog Dash. Number 3, Toy Story Midway Mania. Number 4, which, oh my gosh, I don't know why I didn't write this down. I totally forgot about this, honestly. But I loved it. It was the music of Pixar Live, which was here at Hollywood Studios. Oh, summer of 2017. That was great.
That was so good.
Oh, loved it.
Context,
loved it.
please.
And number 5 is Aliens Swirling Saucers. So, Spencer, in 2017, summer 2017, in the theater that they have Beauty and the Beast at Hollywood Studios, they had like a small orchestra, and they would play like Pixar music, like live
over clips from the movies.
Yeah, and then sometimes
really
they would have like, the characters come out as well.
Yeah,
like in the beginning when they would switch to different movies, they would come out, and then at the end, like all the characters would come out and they would play. Oh, so good.
Oh, that's really
that
should have been permanent.
Oh yeah, and there were little clips from like the directors of the films and the composers of the films.
Oh yeah.
Not like
that's really
cool clips, but yeah, it was nice.
Yeah, but like
that theater's modeled after the Hollywood Bowl, right? So like it totally makes sense too for like that kind of.
It totally does make sense. Yeah, that's awesome.
In the video, I only saw a video. It looked incredible.
Yeah, I went and saw it a few times because I don't remember why. Like I happened to see it the first time I watched it, and then I was like, I have to take people to see this.
Yeah, same.
Tom
I
says
forgot
we
about
can
that.
have a Broadway panel at some point.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good enough.
But we're not inviting Spencer.
Oh boy. There should be a questionnaire of like, rate these Broadway shows, and we have to see if you're a true fan.
Bye, Spencer.
Spencer.
Like,
Okay, well, I'll list my
Book of
attractions next.
Okay. All right, you can't be on
All
the
right,
panel.
Shannon.
Well, my number
Shannon,
one
what are your
is
five?
my number one is Finding Nemo the musical. I think I said it on the Pixar show. Like, I think that's my just favorite Disney World attraction right now. All of mine are from Disney World, by the way.
Okay.
That's okay.
I've been to Disneyland and I've been to Disneyland Paris. I don't think I rode any Pixar rides at either of those though. And also I'm not a person who tends to really watch like ride POVs that I haven't ridden yet because I'm convinced that I'm gonna ride them someday.
Same.
I've watched ride POVs of rides here at Walt Disney World that I don't know if I'll ever ride. Basically Rock and Roller Coaster. But yeah. So Rock and Roller Coaster I've never ridden, but Finding Nemo the musical is my favorite. So you can see what I like. But yeah, I love Finding Nemo the musical. I mean, we already gushed about it. It's really good. Music's so good. I have the soundtrack, and so I literally just listen to that. So I'll be watching Finding Nemo the movie, and I get like they'll say a line, and I'm like, wait, that's supposed to be a song. Yeah. And I'll just start singing it.
That's what I was just about to say. It's so fun. So fun watching the movie and just seeing those lines that they were like, we can make a song out of this and out of this. And it's like, yes.
I'm like, where's the orchestration behind Just Keep Swinging? Yeah. And there's also just like the whole montage in the musical with the where like the story of Marlin is spreading through the ocean is like so much funnier in the musical than in the movie with the the penguins and the swordfish fighting. It's really good.
Yep.
So then I have Toy Story Mania. I like to shoot things. And same with, I have Space Ranger Spin on here too, because I like to shoot things.
Yeah.
I know that Space Ranger Spin is not like, well, I know that it's not the best version of that ride. And I know that it's not the most maintained ride, but I like shooting things. So what can I say? I'm also a Tomorrowland person, so. And then I have Slinky Dog Coaster and Alien Swirling Saucers. Slinky Dog Coaster is literally the only roller coaster I've ever ridden, and when I was done, I was like, oh yeah, I'll ride that again.
Okay, nice.
Shannon's a wimp.
It's the only coaster that I like.
Okay.
So,
Hey, Colleen, do you like roller coasters?
No. But I have ridden every Disney roller coaster at Walt Disney World.
yes, she's ridden more than
Bienvenido
me.
a Slinky Dog Dash.
I was just gonna
So wait.
say that. I love that when he starts.
Oh my
singing.
God! Is that actually how it?
Yeah.
Is that actually how it goes?
That's the
Yes.
safety message before you get on the ride. It's the same voice.
Inside the ride vehicle. I don't know. I'm going back and forth. This is the Spanglish version, but yeah.
Spencer, it's
No,
so
yeah.
good.
The first time I
'Cause
heard
you would
him,
think-
Bienvenido a la Slinky Dog Dash, I was like, I need that on a shirt. I need
Yeah,
that
so
audio.
good.
Just
So
like
you would
as a
think that they would have
ringtone.
someone else do the Spanish translation of that, but no,
No.
it's the same person just trying to do it in Spanish.
So
It's
good.
very funny.
I love
That's
it so
incredible.
much.
Yes, that's a fun coaster.
Yeah.
And Alien Swirling Saucers is fun.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's just I love the little 8-bit kind of music that they have on,
Yeah.
and it's all
And it's
Toy
like,
Story.
you
I'm so
know,
excited.
It's a teacup-like ride,
It's
but
cool.
it's different, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I was just
Yeah,
gonna
yeah,
say
I agree.
I'm so excited because we're getting our own version of Swirling Saucers with Happy Ride with Baymax, and I'm so excited to ride it.
Oh,
because
yeah,
it's like so
yeah.
much fun.
That looks cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a ride that you
It
can't
looks
really
like
watch
it.
a video of and feel like you're experiencing so much.
Yeah, and
But
It looks
yeah,
like
yeah,
so
the-
much fun.
yeah,
I'm
that's
so
fun.
excited to ride that.
It is fun.
it is.
I like that ride system. And our family is one that, like, we watch a ride and we're like, how does this work? So, like, when we were standing in line for Swirling Saucers the first time, we're like, okay, so the track, like, moves like this, and this is how the cars... Yeah. People talk about, like, oh, did working at Disney, like, ruin it for you? And I'm like, no, I want to know all the behind-the-scenes stuff. Want to know how everything works.
Yeah, we're like watching
You know, I've always
shows,
thought
like you're watching the Castle projection show, right? And my dad and husband have their backs to the castle and are pointing out the projectors. They're like,
Now, your
I've done
husband
that,
is
actually.
also a lighting designer, so, like, that's kind of part of his job.
but it's just funny
But,
when they're like
yeah.
not watching the show, or we sit in a theater and my husband's just like, wow, the light. And he's like telling me, and I'm like, I don't know what you're saying. I also don't care, but like, okay.
your husband sounds cool.
I mean, I like him.
I
And if we have a
Bring
Broadway,
Rob on the Broadway panel.
exactly, if we have a Broadway panel, I will bring the human being who's worked on Broadway.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
That'll be fun.
I've done that before. I was sitting there one day. I was watching Celebrate Tokyo Disneyland. We still had that, and I had like my back turned to the castle, and all the fountains and stuff were going off. I'm like, where are the projectors in this park? I was like, there's one, there's one, there's one, there's one, there's one. I was like, they're all like, and what part of the castle do they light up? Oh, it's like this chunk, and this one handles this chunk. And I was like, I was looking for the projectors one day.
You know, I'm like
good.
an annoying person who goes on Haunted Mansion with someone and it's their first time and we get off and I'm like, so the ballroom scene, it's this effect called Pepper's Ghost. And so there's a... and they're like, okay. And I'm like, it's also used on the
Okay.
Winnie the Pooh ride, like when Pooh floats up. And they're like, all right.
Okay, nerd. I'm the opposite. People like me, like, Pete, how do they do that? And I'm like, it's Disney magic. No one knows. No one will ever know.
Yeah, right. Honestly, it's
Is
just
that
like
just have your-
magic.
Is that like your choice, or do you just not know how things work?
I don't think I'm like Shannon. I love the behind the scenes stuff. Like I go on all the backstage tours and everything else. And I think it's also because, and Eric and I have talked about this. Like I did magic growing up, and I was very much into.
We were
magic.
talking about
I
magic
still am.
before the show.
Still a fan of magic. So like I like the learning how things are done, but I still appreciate them. The fact that they took the time, and energy, and effort to do those effects and go the extra mile. That's when I applaud Disney.
Yeah. Oh man, when I saw Enchanted Tales with Belle for the first time and that mirror happened.
Oh shit.
It was like,
Love it.
There's
do that.
So before we
Love that
continue on, I'm so sorry to derail this, Eric. But I know
Go
the
for
other week on News Tonight, people were talking about like the effects that blew people's minds and still do.
Yeah.
And I was just like, is there anything that you all think is amazing, but you have no idea how it works? Because I have a couple of those.
The
Let's do
laundry
this.
at Disney.
Let's get Pete's answer. Let's get Pete's answer and my answer, and then we'll go to that.
Okay,
All right.
yeah.
Here's mine. I
We'll
wrote mine out so I
Think
couldn't
about it.
change. I have my
So you can change it.
Yes, exactly. So these are my honorable mentions up top, like The Seas, Turtle Talk, Lightning McQueen Racing Academy, Alien Swirling Saucers, Space Ranger Spin, Rocking Roadsters. Love all those rides. They didn't make my top six. So my 6, descending down, Finding Nemo the Musical is just so good. Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor, Slinky Dog Dash, Incredicoaster, Toy Story Mania, and of course Radiator Springs Racers. My background for this is I had to have experienced it myself, so I couldn't have done like a watch through. And I also, like you guys, don't do watch through, so I wouldn't even be able to rate something I haven't done because I don't watch it until I do it. So like I don't know in the international parks, just Disneyland and Disney World. But yeah, I mean, I also did it in terms of, I kind of did my own favorites in here, but also like, what would I want to take someone on like the most if it was their first time at Disney? Like, if it was you know, a family member or friend who's never done it, like you have to do these things is kind of how I rated it. So like, Radiator Springs Racers, I think we could all agree is magic. Toy Story Mania, even though like it's probably gonna be, I would do the Incredicoaster, Slinky Dog Dash, before and Finding Nemo the Musical before that. But I feel like if you've never done that ride, the technology is really cool. Everyone leaves smiling. It's a ton of fun. Incredicoaster and Slinky Dog Dash, obviously the 2 roller coasters. I'm a roller coaster person, so I think these are a lot of fun. I think the Incredicoaster has a little bit more theming and a little bit more thrill. So that's why it just snuck past Slinky Dog Dash, which is fun. Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor, I'm a huge fan of anything improvisational. So that and like Turtle Talk, I think are super cool shows, fun concepts. Yeah. And I just think people get a few more laughs in the Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor than Turtle Talk, which is more directed towards just children. So that's why that made the list. And of course, Finding Nemo the Musical. I'm a musical fan. They are incredibly talented human beings that do that. Hanging from the air, singing live, knowing your lines, knowing your choreography, all while playing for a theater full of families with kids crying and running around and no backs on their chairs. And they do a magnificent job every single performance. So that's my list with my honorable mentions up top. Boom.
Nice, man. Yeah. I like that. I like that list. So I didn't have them. I didn't put them in order. I'll be honest. Did not put them in order. Just kind of put things down. And then I was like,
mine's
you're following your own rule.
only in order so much as Finding Nemo the Musical's at the top. And then everything else is
at the top. Yeah, exactly. So I have Finding Nemo the Musical.
Nice.
Like everyone said, it's just an amazing show. I got into puppetry as when I was younger. Love puppetry. Love the puppets that were were made for that
Just
show
something about
in
puppets.
particular.
Eric, we're making puppets on Monday.
Oh,
I assume.
oh, I'll talk to you after.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Yes, I want to make a puppet. But yeah, no. So I love puppets, and the puppets in that show I think are just like really well done. To the fact that when they did Little Mermaid on Broadway, I was kind of like, I understand that they got a kid to play Flounder. I get it. He was cute, but they could have just made a puppet. They could have given him a puppet, and I think like Nemo's puppet would have been really good. But yeah, so Finding Nemo the Musical. I have Toy Story Mania. I just love that ride. I really do. Radiator Springs Racers. It is. It's just a really fun ride. So I have it down. Radiator Springs Racers, like Spencer said, just an amazing ride. I was able to ride that I think we rode it like 3 times the first time that I went to Disneyland. Such a cool ride. And I love watching the POV videos of it, and still just watching the videos, I just love how I can, remember everything. And the animatronics on that ride are just amazing. So I really, really love those. I have Monsters, Inc. Mike and Sully to the Rescue. I know it is the lesser of the Mike and Sully rides. Yeah, definitely. But I have a soft spot for it because that was the first ride that I rode in Disneyland, in the Disneyland Resort. Me and my friends, we were kind of just walking around, and we were like, okay, let's just walk, let's just see what we find, kind of thing. And for some reason, that was the first ride that we found, and we were like, okay, let's do this. So I have a soft spot for that ride. I love the ride vehicles, and actually, I have, what are they called? Wishables. My roommate's parents for Easter got me a wishable, got us all wishables. And the wishable that I got was the car. It was the ride vehicle, so I love that. I also have, at the end, Luigi's Rollickin' Roadsters? I don't know how to say that.
Rollickin' Roadsters.
Rollickin' Roadsters.
That's why we say Runaway Railway. Runaway Railway. Runaway.
But that ride is so
It's okay. It's okay, Eric. I can forgive you for liking the lesser of 2 Monsters, Inc. rides.
I'm telling you, man. I can't wait to go to Tokyo, though, and ride everything that they got over there. But for right now, that's going to be it. But yeah, guys, that's our Fab 5 Pixar attractions.
Good category.
I know Courtney in the chat was much... Say that again?
It's a great category.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I said, after we ranked the Pixar movies, I was like, you know what? What is there to do Pixar-wise in the parks, kind of thing? And that's why I came out with that.
It's honestly like, once I started thinking about it, it was more than I originally
I'm like,
realized.
what Pixar rides are
Wouldn't
there?
remember.
So, in my head, I always thought that you could make an upride. And so what you would do is it would basically be like Peter Pan. But instead of a ship, it's the house. So either you're like sitting on the front porch of the house, or you're like sitting in their chairs. And there's balloons.
I love sitting in the chairs, yes.
Yeah. And then you fly over, the scenes of the movie. Now, on animatronics are more advanced, they can actually move around. But that's what I always imagined. I was like, this would be just a nice ride. You'd just fly over the falls and see the birds.
So you're saying they blew it with the Skyliner. They could have just done it, made every single Skyliner bucket a small house with balloons on top.
I would have been cool.
That would have been cool.
You're right.
Honestly. And just periodically hear, like, Doug barking outside.
Yes.
You just hear Russell
My name is
knocking on the
Doug.
door.
My name is Doug.
Actually,
Did you
no,
know
it's just
that the
a
Disney
fly
Skyliner runs all over the Walt Disney World Resort?
So, guys, we're going to take a small break. And then when we come back, we are going to be doing Spence's... Wait, I'm trying to point at you. There we go.
You gotta go the opposite way.
We're going to do Spence's question. We're going to do that. We're also going to be drawing a Disney character from memory, so don't forget about that. Start thinking. Get ready.
I have my whiteboard.
But we'll be right back.
Nothing can stop us now. I'll tell you how.
Oh, and I want to tell you guys about the WIGS, WDW's Interglobe Society. For as little as $2 a month, you get post shows for shows like WDW News Tonight and others, as well as first shot on events as soon as we are able to do that, and more. If you guys want to sign up for that, that's patreon.com/WDWNT.
Hey, Pete, you're in some of these pictures.
Yeah, I'm in a few. You
You should absolutely become a WIG. If you
I think
become a
everyone should
wig,
wig
then you
up.
can buy some of the cool stuff on the prize wall. The prize wall is awesome. There's stuff from pretty much every Disney park around the world. So yeah, if you become a certain rank on Patreon, I can't remember what it is actually. Someone wants to tell me that. You will earn core bucks every month, and you can use those core bucks on the WDWNT prize wall to get cool merchandise items from Disney parks around the world.
Something has stopped us now. I'll tell you how. We're gonna live on through it. Let's stay inside and spend our time taking things in stride. Good times aren't held at bay. Just stay away from the population and wash your hands to kill off those bacterial strands. Now we're trying to keep a little distance. It's for sure our best resistance to making things a whole lot worse. Come on, kids, let's all go down to the sink. Wash those grubby little hands of yours. 20 seconds. You never know, it might just save a life. Something has stopped us now, but don't you fret, it'll for sure get better. We'll soon be hand in hand, going down to Disneyland. Oh, won't that be so grand, though something has stopped us now. Ah-cha-cha.
Can the people hear us?
Yep.
All right. We got some new shows coming up this week. We got tonight at 9 p.m. It's Park Center. Park Center is going to be tonight at 9 p.m. Tomorrow at 11 a.m. we have Party with Pete. Party with Pete at 11 a.m., 9 p.m. tomorrow. WDW News Tonight. On Friday, April 17th at 11 a.m., you have another episode of Cooking with Nick. And at 9:30, Whose Cue Is It Anyway? Saturday morning at 11 a.m., we have Locked In with Eric Morton. 8 p.m., WDW, The RPG, The Tomorrowland Travesty. Ooh, can't wait for that. Sunday, April 19th, 11 a.m., We Love the Prequels with Nick and Jessica. I believe that is a...
Star Wars.
Is that a Star Wars?
Yep.
Yeah, that's a Star Wars panel. So that's going to be fun.
It's hard to believe.
And at 8 p.m. on Sunday, we have Pressing Issues. And that is what's coming up this week on WDW News Tonight Live, or WDWNT Live. Sorry. Guys, welcome back to the Wolf Den. We have got some cool things for you guys coming up. We're going to be drawing a Disney character from memory in just a little bit. But for right now, Spencer had a really good idea, a really good prompt. So, Spencer, what's your prompt?
Where's Pete?
Oh,
That's not the prompt. There he is.
So where's Pete? Let's see. Pete went
There's
to
Pete.
go get some. Oh, there
That
he
was
is.
a fast break. Sorry about that.
No, you good, bud.
We just came in.
It's fine. So my question was, there was a discussion on WDW News Tonight a couple weeks ago about effects that still impress. My question was, are there effects that we've seen on attractions or shows or wherever where you're impressed by them and you have no idea how they work?
No.
Yeah. So I'm not gonna.
Thanks,
I'm not gonna lie. Shannon mentioned earlier about the Beauty and the Beast, Enchanted Tales
The
with
mirror.
Belle. That mirror, like, I understand when you go on the other side and you look back. I see that. I understand that. But what? How does that even, like? I don't understand.
The mirror I've like read about, but it's still like hard for me to really comprehend it.
So, like, correct? Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good. It's such a good effect for just being like a door.
Yeah, for just being a door, it's so good to be able to, like, it transports you into another place. You walk into that room and it's like, oh man, where are we going? Like, there's no other doors here. Like, what could possibly happen? And then this, like, mirror just starts growing and growing and growing, and it's like, oh, such a good effect. Such a good effect. Did anyone else have any?
Well, since I had one, since I asked the question, I do have one.
Yeah.
And I'll preface this with saying I'm not sure if it's the same technology as at Enchanted Tales with Belle. But here for our Soaring Pre-Show, you get into this little room and in front of you is a painting and it looks like a flat painting. But then like something happens and suddenly it's like this 3D thing and there's no like shutter that lifts or anything. It just like magically becomes it becomes having depth and it doesn't even translate well in video. I have no idea how it works. I need to know how it works and I can't find it anywhere.
Do you guys
maybe it's the same thing as her, but no, you don't walk through the painting. It looks like it's a regular painting and then it magically is like this dimensional thing and the lady in the painting starts talking and like I don't know how it works and I need to know.
That's so cool.
One that I thought of that I do know how it works, but I only know how it works because I spoke to an Imagineer, is the talking Mickey that you used to meet. Because I was like, is it someone like in another room doing the voice? Is it like, because there's so many phrases, but it was buttons in the glove. So
wow,
they still had to memorize
Yeah.
different phrases. Because they were obviously like, once you met Mickey multiple times, it was like, okay, these are all like stock phrases, but there's a lot of them. And so, yeah, it was buttons in the hand.
Yeah.
I was tired of hearing.
I love when you used to like. Say that again.
No, go ahead.
Oh no, I love when Mickey would look at your costume or look at your shirt or something like that, and it's like you're wearing like a pirate shirt or a pirate costume, and he would tell you about him being a pirate or something, or like, like the Haunted Mansion, something spooky, and I'm just like, this is so fun.
And then another thing I thought of, I was thinking about Finding Nemo the musical, because the puppets in that are just so intricate and stuff. The one that I still like, I don't know exactly how this works, is the Crush puppet, because the voice actor for Crush sits on top of the puppet.
Yeah.
And then there's two people who like move Crush from the back. And I don't know how Crush's mouth moves in sync with the guy who's singing, because he's got a handle that he holds on to sometimes, but not always. So it's not that he's like clicking something on there and I'm like,
excuse me, just 1 second. I have to interrupt. My Mac isn't charging. I have to do a little soft reset on it real quick. I'll be right back.
Okay, man. Thank you.
So yeah, I don't know. There's not someone inside of that puppet. That would be crazy. So my only thought is that one of the people in the back is moving the mouth, or the mouth is automated. But then my problem with that is like, but what if he says the line at the wrong second? I don't know.
Yeah.
But think of it, the music is all pre-recorded, so like timing is everything in that situation.
I mean,
so, like,
yeah.
It might be like, it's
it might just be automated.
because they can't speed up, slow down when they're singing.
But he's not just singing, he speaks too.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Oh, it looks like people on YouTube are having a little issue. Let's see here.
I think that was what Spencer was going through, because I heard like there was a lot of plugging in and unplugging in.
Like little notifications, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like we're a little bit clear on the YouTube side. I mean, ours looks like we're a little pixelated, appropriately after Pixar.
But clear on their side, yeah.
It looks a little clear on their side. If it's still happening, let us know.
Yeah, let us know for sure. For sure. Peter, can you think of anything that kind of
notification says?
Effects wise, it's
still kind of baffling.
Not really. Kind of like I'm trying to say, like I kind of like, if I don't know how they do something, how I kind of look it up or want to figure it out or take a backstage tour or whatever it is, or to an Imagineer. So I think I know all that stuff. The more of the things that astonish me is dealing with the numbers Disney deals with and how many things could go wrong and don't, or like I said, like more of the magic of laundry or how they like how they get all those sheets off all those beds and then all those costumes cleaned and then have enough for the rotation where they're never, and like just more logistics. I am very impressed by Disney. Or like, like even like with the garbage or where it's, stuff involving restrooms. I am so intrigued, or traffic patterns or whatever it may be, although I could totally redo their traffic patterns. They need help there. But I just like how they run their backstage logistics. And granted, we know it and we talk about it. We're super fans. We're there a lot. But even I like to go back to my first few trips when I started noticing these things and I couldn't figure it out. I'd be like, how do they do it? So I'm more impressed with the way they run their behind the scenes or back of the house operations than I would say their show attractions.
I feel you. Yeah.
And a fun backstage fact. So I work at Magic Kingdom for a third party. And so in the tunnels underneath Magic Kingdom, there's basically two big dumpsters. There's only like one, main entrance to this tunnel. So any like big vehicles, including dumpsters, have to go out this one big main entrance. So there's one in Tomorrowland and then there's one in Adventureland. And when either of these dumpsters has to be moved, they make announcements through the tunnels so that like, hey, get out of the way, there's a giant dumpster. But then they play a specific music. So when the Tomorrowland dumpster is moving, they play WALL-E music and just WALL-E sounds. And when the Adventureland one moves, they play the like campground song from Tarzan.
That's so cool.
So if you walk downstairs, you're like, oh, they're moving the Adventureland one.
I love that. Yeah, like WALL-E has to do with trash, and then trash in the camp is the other one. That's so fun. Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
I like stuff like that. Yeah. Like that. Like I really enjoy that music. Like I don't want that ever to get lost. That's the stuff I love here.
Yeah, like that's that's fun, and that's something cool that they would even do like behind the scenes, backstage. That's awesome.
I just saw someone in the chat said the butterfly on Figment. That's a good one.
Oh, the butterfly on Figment.
Yeah, that's a mirror, but
that's the one that I think Jess mentioned that one in the panel.
What's great is people don't know that effect, and they literally show it to you right there in person, which is, if you look at it hard enough. Yeah, it's right in front of your face, and it's still impressive.
And it's still impressive. You're still like, whoa.
I mean, all the things that are done with like mirrors, like the Pepper's Ghost effect too, like those also just rely on like the mirror or the glass involved being clean. Like,
yeah, definitely.
And that's also impressive. I mean, you look really closely at the giant glass in the ballroom of Haunted Mansion, and you can see like dirt and smudges on the edges, but for the most part, it's because it's clear is why it works.
I have returned. My internet is terrible, but I have returned.
Hey, there you are, bud. Well, hey, now that everyone's here, and we're talking about we're talking about the parks, we're talking about some stuff. I want to know. So, you know how they did a bunch of merchandise for Haunted Mansion? Shoot, they made a whole store to be able to fit all the merchandise that they had for Haunted Mansion. They did a whole line for like they did some like Tiki Room stuff. They've done some Pirates of the Caribbean stuff. I want to know like what original Disney attraction needs more merch, and what do you guys think? What type of merch would you like to see like come out for that specific attraction? And like be creative. There's no right answer, there's no wrong answer. I want to know.
Well, I put down Carousel of Progress.
Ooh, okay.
I love Carousel of Progress. I know that it's not a thing that would have like a ton of super interesting merch, but I was just thinking about like when the Carousel of Progress and Space Mountain anniversary recently happened, there was so much new Space Mountain merchandise, and Carousel of Progress just had like a shirt and a pin, and the pin sold out in like a day, and I didn't get to buy it. And it wasn't even like that cool of a pin, but I still wanted it. But yeah, I was just like, I mean, I get like Space Mountain's like a hugely popular ride and just like a huge ride in general, but I was like, but I want more Carousel of Progress merchandise. So I was trying to think about like, what would you sell? I mean, just more pins you could do. They do usually have a shirt that says like, it's a great big beautiful tomorrow. But you could have other phrases from the show on shirts and pins. I thought they've been recently having those little like diorama things. I was like, you can do those ones for Carousel of Progress. Or there's a few different diorama things. There's then the ones where it's like you put together pieces of cardboard in like a few different layers. They had like a teacup one, a Haunted Mansion one, and I'm like, you could do those with Carousel of Progress with all the different rooms. You could totally sell a plush of the dog, even though like it's just a dog, but you could. I'd buy it. I'd look at it and be like, this is just a dog. It's the same dog from Haunted Mansion, just without keys, but I'm gonna buy it. Yeah, so I love Carousel of Progress. And the other one I thought of too was like the People Mover, which again, there's usually like a People Mover shirt or something, but it's interesting because even in like Disney World, a lot of the People Mover merchandise is for Disneyland's People Mover, which doesn't even exist. It's like that stunning. And I'm like, but I want my People Mover and I want more of it. And working in Tomorrowland, I get a lot of people asking for People Mover merchandise. And I'm like, which is and I get a lot of people asking for Carousel of Progress too. So, I mean, again, like, those wouldn't have a lot of interesting merchandise, but I think you could have more, like, pins, shirts. Yeah.
Yeah, more just like simple merchandise that, they don't have to they don't have to do any specialized merchandise on stuff like this. It's funny, Courtney in the chat said she'd like to see a no privacy sign for my hotel room.
Yeah.
I love that one.
No privacy at all. Well, and
No
actually,
privacy at all around this place.
on Carousel Progress, they have that like sort of like impressionist sorcerer Mickey painting. I would legit buy a print of that.
Yeah, that's cool.
You could sell that video game they play.
Oh my gosh.
That horrible 90s
Someone said
video game.
Carousel of Progress shirt, my lumbago.
There's so many good lines in that you could put on shirts. Like, just have a quote book from Carousel of Progress.
Yeah. Oh my god, how about a paint splattered t-shirt? A paint splattered t-shirt that says, working on my rumpus room.
You could have like
I think
of like
this totally would not be Disney okay, but they could totally do like a pair of sweatpants where it's like, you splash paint across my rumpus room.
Yeah. You could have one of those like 5-year diary things that's just like it's just Carousel Progress themed and got quotes on some of the pages because it's like, track your progress.
Yeah, or I would love a book like that where it says like, what would you be doing on this date if the year was 1920, 1940, and then like, what are you actually doing today? Like, it's you going through all the years. That'd be fun. Going back to your original question, I don't have an attraction that I would like want more merch for. I'm sure there is one that I can't think of. But for me, I would love more either shows, lounges, or streetmosphere merchandise. Okay. So like, I would love like, obviously like this Dapper Dan shirt, like they weren't selling it, so I bought it. Like the Citizens of Hollywood. I would love Citizens of Hollywood merch. I would love, Baseline Tap House merch. I wear shirts from breweries all the time. Like I would love a Baseline Tap House shirt, or I would love like, I got tuned up at the Tune In Lounge. Like they would never sell that, but like stuff like that. I would love like with cool lounge stuff, or some of the everyday running shows, or even the shows that are like attractions. Like you don't have stuff when you exit Finding Nemo the musical, with Theater in the Wild shirts or stuff like that. So yeah, I would say shows, lounges, and streetmosphere. I would love to see merchandise for.
Yeah, they're definitely starting to make more like Dapper Dan stuff.
Yeah.
That made me think of like during the Halloween parties, they're the Cadaver Dans, and I would totally buy something with the Cadaver Dans.
Like
I love that.
Yeah. That would be
sell
cool.
it in Frontierland at the Trading Post. One time this is a tangent, but I went to a Halloween party, and this always happens when my roommate and I go to Halloween parties. She goes and rides Big Thunder Mountain, and I go into the pin store because I don't want to ride Big Thunder Mountain. And usually we time this during like a Cadaver Dance show, but this time it was pouring rain during the Halloween party. And so I was in the pin store, and the Cadaver Dans were performing inside the Trading Post. And so it was just me and like 3 other people watching them, but it was nice.
That's so fun.
That's really cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pete, you were mentioning Citizens of Hollywood merch kind of thing.
Yes.
So I'm gonna do a plug for my friend. If you guys want some cool Citizens of Hollywood merch, it's a jolly holiday. It's a Jilly holiday on TeePublic. I'm gonna put that on the chat for you guys. She has some cool Citizens of Hollywood merch. So fun.
Oh,
let me look that up.
There's an Etsy shop.
Colleen's gonna say.
I don't remember the name of, but they sell Citizens of Hollywood pins, and it's the characters.
Well, that's cool.
Which are really
it's
cool.
The mouselets.
What?
I just looked them up. The mouselets.
Mouselets. So they have the Citizens of Hollywood characters as pins, and I bought. They have Mimi Kaboom pins. and some of the proceeds go to one of Stacy's favorite charities, who's the actress who plays Kaboom, which is really cool.
I like that.
Yeah, I pulled it up right now. It goes to A Better Life Pet Rescue.
Yeah, Stacy was
As of December 2018, they've donated over $600.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a Jilly Holiday has the shirt I wanted to make. Good for her. It's a Joe Exotic wearing. It's the shirt I literally was telling Lauren about the other day. It's Joe Exotic wearing mouse ears, saying, "I'm never going to financially recover from this." Which
There we go.
Oh, she beat me to it.
That's really good.
People in the chat are saying, like you said, Dapper Dan's, more red car trolley merch. I like that.
Oh yeah.
Dapper Dan, like, outfits would be cool too. Disney bound outfits themed to the Carousel of Progress. I would kill for some Living with the Land merch. Yeah. My roommates would love that.
Hey, whatever floats your boat through the greenhouse. I mean,
you just need that on a shirt, just right there. I would buy Finding Nemo the musical merch, Spaceship Earth as well.
Spaceship Earth could use some merchandise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They'll probably have Spaceship Earth merchandise when they redo it for the new version.
Yeah.
They probably will.
I already don't like Spaceship Earth. I don't want them to change it to make it even worse.
Shannon, do you remember?
I grew up with the Jeremy.
I
grew up with the Jeremy Irons version. That was the.
I
that's
remember
the one that I like. The Jeremy Irons version is the true version of Spaceship Earth.
Oh, Spaceship Earth? Oh, man. Did you pick Spaceship Earth, Spencer? What did you get?
No, I didn't pick Spaceship Earth. The frustrating thing for me is I was trying to think of something for Disney World, and then Shannon took my idea. So
what you got from over there in Tokyo?
Well, the thing is, we merchandise everything. So, like, there's not a lot I can say, because everything gets merchandise at some point. I guess, like, if there's this is technically like bringing something back, but I love our Tower of Terror and like how intricate the backstory is. And when it first opened, they merchandised the hell out of it. There was so much Shuriki Utundu stuff. There's like a piggy bank with Mickey in the elevator, and there's like when you put a button. When you put a coin in the piggy bank, it like drops Mickey down the elevator, and that coin bank is actually at the office now. I think I bought that for Tom.
I was just about to say that's the one that Tom has on his desk.
I searched forever for that stupid piggy bank, and he was so happy when I finally found one that worked. There's so much Tower of Terror stuff, and it's so cool. I love the design of Shuriki Utundu. I love the backstory. I really feel like that if they brought their merchandise back, it would sell so well. I want them to do that again. Okay. But if we're thinking of Disney World stuff, I actually didn't think of Spaceship Earth, and I think that would be really excellent for some merchandise, because it's the icon of the park. Like, there's so much you could do with the Spaceship Earth thing. Like a T-shirt that says like "Thank the Phoenicians" or something like that. You know, just
I think there's a hat
simple
that says that.
Yeah, I think there's a hat.
Oh,
yeah.
really? Okay.
I mean, lots of people on Etsy make these things.
They do.
Yeah, like,
and there's
best. Always stuff.
But yeah.
So I want to...
Even Etsy people have more Carousel Progress stuff.
Yeah, honestly. I want a little... It's not to say that it's weird, but I just don't see a lot of merchandise for, at least here. I don't know, Spencer, you can actually help me out if you guys have merchandise over there. But the Country Bear Jamboree, like, I would love some merchandise for the Country Bears. love it.
You caught me right. You got me right as I put an Oreo in my mouth.
Oh, I wish I had Oreos right now.
Right as I start eating Oreos. Just a little side tangent. They're not actually just Oreos. They are Sakura chiffon cake Oreos. So they're like cherry blossom flavored. It's really good.
Okay.
I bought them at the convenience store earlier.
Fancy.
So with Country Bears, we actually do. No, but they make flavors of everything with it. There's like a cherry blossom frappuccino at Starbucks, and like cherry blossom flavored pastries all over the place, and like cherry blossom little mochis with like cherry blossom flavored filling in it. It's really good, actually. It's like this weird sweet cherry with like extra sugar, basically. I don't know how to describe the flavor, but it's really good. Anyway, Country Bears. We do have a fair amount of Country Bear merchandise, actually. There's stuffed Henrys for every season. There's stuffed Bunny, Bubbles, and Beulah for the original and for Christmas, or for the Jingle Bell Jamboree. I
put down, I was like, I would love to see plush. Just a bunch of plush.
Yeah.
So it's awesome that you guys have it.
We have Vacation Jamboree regular and Jingle Bell Jamboree plush Henry, and they come in like little small like keychain sized plush that you like hang off your backpack. Like they have like, a lot of Japanese merchandise, and then you have like the full size plush that costs like $40 with the outfits.
I love that.
But we have them for Henry, for the triplets, and then sometimes for Trixie as well.
That's so cool.
Good.
I would love to see like plate sets as well, like kitchenware. Just like Country Bear plates and mugs and, you know, just stuff. Like the Country Bears have such unique characters in the attraction that I feel like you can do so much with each one of their characters. And then like a plate, you can just have a plate, and since it's kind of like old school, kind of like whatchamacallit? What am I trying to say?
Say it.
Oh man, old school, like Southern kind of thing. Like you could have like a little design of the bear just around the plates. Like each bear can have, you know, a thing. Like in the middle, you can have just like the logo or even Country Bear Hall or something. Oh, I would love to have a T-shirt that says I went to Country Bear Hall and I just got this shirt. Like something stupid like that. I would love that.
In the country. Yeah.
I'm telling you, something like that would be awesome.
Like a band T-shirt that says like the 5 Bear Rugs on it or something like that.
Yes.
Speaking of that, Southern country style, I would love stuff like that, merch-wise, from the Hoop-Dee-Doo review.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh gosh.
They don't merchandise Hoop-Dee-Doo, really?
So
I feel like they should.
They should.
There are pins.
Yeah.
That's like such an obvious thing to merchandise.
And that's another one that
I don't know.
all the characters are so well known and so unique that I think it would be awesome.
Like I know the characters in Hoop-Dee-Doo, and I've never seen it before. I've never been. That's something that's on my list, actually. When I go to Disney World next year, I need to save up the money and do Hoop-Dee-Doo, I think. That's something that I need to cross off.
Nice.
I will go with you. It's so awesome.
Yeah, man. We will go.
Well, hey, Pete, I'll tell you what. When you told me that if I come to Disney World after I turn 21, you'd take me to Jelly Rolls. So you might have that on your list, too, because I'll be 21 when I come.
Yeah.
When do you turn 21?
March 2021. And I come in May, so.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Yes.
No, yeah, that'll be awesome. When you turn 21, I'll be happy to take you all over Disney. I believe Disney is meant for people who are over 21. So, yeah.
No, that's awesome. Guys, we talked about merch. I'm going to need you guys to put on Imagineer hats for me. Because I want you guys to think about an attraction from the past that you would bring back for a second chance. But here's the thing. You're not only going to do that. I want you guys with no budget. You guys have all the budget in the world. Actually, not no budget. You have all the budget in the world. All the money. I don't care how much you spend. I'm Bob Iger, just spending money all over the place. I want you guys to improve it. So I need you guys to tell me. right? I need you to bring back an attraction from the past and improve it with all the money in the world. Doesn't matter what would you guys do with that?
I think Spencer has an answer.
All right, Spencer, pitch me your idea.
Spencer would bring back Horizons and use the latest technology in trackless motion, as well as a combination of physical and screen sets to paint a new, more modern vision of the future that cohesively ties Epcot together as it did in the 80s.
I like that. So like this would be part of new Epcot, we'll call it.
Yeah. I would reimagine Horizons for the 21st century. I think that's something that needs to be done.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have any? Do you have any ideas of how? Or...
I mean,
I love it.
That was kind of the thing about this. Isn't actually an imagining your head. I'll explain it later. That's the thing about Horizons, though, is it was you never would have expected what it was, and in the same way, I don't think that I'm qualified enough to go and say what would be in the 21st century version of Horizons.
Horizons, gotcha. No, hey, I like it. I'm gonna give you the money. Find a team, we'll develop this.
Approved.
Shannon, what you got for me?
This thing only goes on rails.
I thought a lot about it. I was looking at a list of like old attractions, and I was trying to think of something that like I hadn't thought about a lot before, because there are definitely attractions that even like just recently closed or still open where I'm like, they should update this by doing this. So I decided on the backlot tour.
Nice.
Which, first of all, you could just like go back to OG backlot tour and have a backlot. But so yeah, if I brought back backlot tour, I'd want there to be more to it. This is also by extension just like, and then we should bring back the Osborne, the Spectacle of Dancing Lights.
Oh, hey. You have all the money, so hey, you can do it.
I mean, yeah.
Bring
so
back
like
Hollywood Studios 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Approved.
So just like have more scenes in the backlot tour. Have a live host instead of the voiceover that they eventually had. Yeah. Another kind of like interactive scene, like the cavern scene, not cavern, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Another, interactive scene would be cool. But yeah. So just,
like it.
Basically just bringing back the backlot tour and keeping it up to date instead of just like slowly ruining it.
Yeah, I like it. You get the money.
Nice.
Get the money, get your team together. We're going to bring this back.
I'll do it.
Pete, what do you got, Pete?
All right, this will not surprise many. When you sent me over the topics for today, there's one that came immediately to mind. Hearing these answers, they're very good, and maybe I should have done an actual attraction. But to me, an attraction is also a show, and a show is also a nighttime spectacular. So I would bring back Illuminations. And now, granted, it may have been perfect in its original form. However, with projection mapping, whatever was on the globe that you couldn't make out and see, you could literally have in 360 around us projected on all the buildings of the World Showcase. So with the horses running and with the story they're trying to tell, you could literally project that around the World Showcase now with projection mapping technology. You could upgrade your fireworks a little bit with the new upgrades. They did upgrades throughout the show, but I mean, like, that show was designed 25 years ago, or at least when they started designing it. So, like, I'm sure a lot has happened pyro-wise that you can expand upon. But the music, the story, and what that means, and it fits in the World Showcase so perfectly, it should come back in full glory. It should have never left. I mean, I get it, but I also don't get it, so I don't know. So I'm a huge Illuminations fan, so I would love for that to come back. It is a perfect nighttime spectacular for that park. And And now with all the new technology, that show can be unbelievable. And you could add more to it now that you could have more time for projection mapping around it. You can, I'm sure, do more effects. They also are now shooting, pyro from other locations around Epcot's lagoon. So like you can take that into account. But that's what I would bring back because I love Illuminations.
I like it.
And with
approved.
Pete, that is the most
all the money.
That is the most immortal show that has ever been put on at a Disney park. And I cannot believe that they didn't just choose to keep improving it.
Yep.
That's the weird thing about Disney. And it's funny because that's actually why I brought this question up. Because I feel like Disney at times, like they stop just improving. And then it's like, for some reason, it's cheaper to just get rid of it and start over than improving the ride that's already there. It's very odd to me, but whatever. I'm just imaginary.
Disney is always evolving, and even Disney himself said like, "We'll never be finished," and even Disney had like, "We'll plus this," and I'm sure he would be okay with shutting stuff down to make room for the new generation and the new technology and the new improvements. But it's a hard and it's a very fine line to walk in terms of, do we just can this thing that is so iconic, or do we keep it going, and will this new thing taking its place be everything that this last thing was, or are we okay with it not being as popular as it was? Like, I don't know. I'm not the man in that room, obviously, but like I would love to hear those discussions on like, this is so popular, but let's replace it with this, and the reason why. I mean, it's got to be more than just financial, and I'm sure that does make up a big chunk of it. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not that guy. Like I said.
Yeah, no, I feel you, but I like it. All of you guys got money. Y'all get money. Y'all get teams.
What's yours?
You get more people than you think you're going to need as well, because that's always a problem as well. So my pick. Everyone knows. I've said it in a couple shows already. I'm not a big fan of Star Wars Launch Bay. I'm not, especially since we already opened up the area.
Same.
We don't need it. Get rid of it.
Yep.
But I would love to see the magic of Disney animation come back. I think it's essential. I think it's essential, especially for the park. So I would definitely bring that back, and I'd bring back, the drawing classes and everything. And pretty much the drawing classes I would like the same, kind of thing. I don't want them to be on tablets or anything like that. I like the fact that they still used paper. Everyone was able to take home their animation, like their drawing. I love that. But what I would do is someone randomly at the end of the art class, I would love for someone to get randomly chosen to bring up their character and put it on something, and then have that animation come to life somehow. Like be able
cool.
to just interact with the Yeah. I would love that. Love that. And let's see here. I wrote this down because I was like I want this to all come out great. I would love to have more meet and greets in that area, but here's the catch with the meet and greets. So meet and greets would be kind of rare animated characters that you don't get to see often. But the thing is that you don't know who you're going to see.
Ooh.
So there would be kind of like a spinning wheel of some sort that you and your family or you and your group would like spin, and it would seem like you were getting someone random. Obviously, we know the people behind the scenes will know who's in there, but it makes it like, ooh, I wonder who we get to see. There's a bunch of characters that we can see, what's going to be the option, and then bam, you pick it, you walk in, and there's that character kind of thing. I think that'll be fun.
I like that idea a lot. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, I was like, I think that'll be really cool to do. Two other things that I thought of, I would love like some type of like game show, kind of like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire Play It, but has to do with like animation, has to do with like the animated movies and, you know, like behind the scenes kind of things. And everyone in the studio audience kind of like press and play along as well. And the last thing that I would love to do there would be to have a restaurant. I'm taking.
Yes, go on. Yes, go on.
I'm taking the animator's palette from the cruise ships and bringing it to that area. I just love the whole.
Yeah.
I've never been on a Disney cruise, but I've seen videos and I love the whole going from black and white to like color just throughout your meal. And I think
It's really good.
there at the animation building would be such a good area to just place this. So yeah, I would definitely bring back the magic of Disney animation.
That's a good choice. Yeah.
I like that a lot. Especially with your upgrades. I think that sounds fantastic.
Yeah,
That really
like,
brings it forward.
I there, but it was kind of getting dated, and I think, you know, there's ways for us to improve on those type of things, but still have it fun, still have it the animation, you know, building. And it's such a historic place, you know, like Brother Bear, Lilo and Stitch. If I'm not mistaken, there was another animated movie that was made in those buildings, you know, and that's just, it's so crazy to know that there's so much history in those buildings, and it's just like, who cares? Kind of annoys me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see what people are saying in the chat. People would bring back Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. Say that again?
Yeah, that would be fun too. No, I was gonna say you're right in the respect that, like, and I think that's lost on so many people, is that like movies were actually created at Disney's Hollywood Studios. Like, work was done. There was like, that's lost on people, and there's no throwback to that or to show like, yeah, this is, you're walking on history, and like they have tours in the West Coast just for that, and yet here on these grounds is where these were created. Like, there should be something or some whatever, like, I don't know if it has to be a tour, but some kind of note or marking saying like, this is where so and so was made. There's nothing like recognizing the work that was done there on those studios.
Well,
I think part of it is because a lot of the movies from that time period, I think Disney would rather forget, like Treasure Planet and Atlantis and Home on the Range. Some of those are movies that I think Disney would rather forget exists. I get Lilo and Stitch, absolutely, but like a lot of those other ones, they don't want to remind people that they exist.
Yeah, I guess. It's funny that you said some type of plaque or something like that, because I'm going to jump to Universal Studios, the stages that are right behind, like, that are right behind the Minions ride and right under what is that?
Rip Ride
Rock and Roll Rip Ride Rocket. Those sound stages on the outside of the sound stages have plaques, the people, production, or stuff that were filmed in those specific sound stages. And it's cool to see. The only time that you get to see it, honestly, is if you go to Halloween Horror Nights, because all the lines are pretty much there, and you walk into those houses and you pass right by them. But yeah, like there should be some type of thing to at least showcase, oh yeah, this was made here.
That would be really cool, yeah.
Yeah.
Or even like just a screen, like, or something, like, you know, they have oh my god, I can't even remember the name, with the Walt Disney, when they showed Disney's movie. Why can't I think? Walt Disney Presents. You know, like in that building, like you go in and watch that, but like there could be something super short, or like something on a screen, like you said, or a plaque. There's such cool history, and Disney fans love Disney history. Like, you're so right. You hit the nail on the head.
Yeah. Let's see. People in the chat said flying saucers, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea.
What if we did Mr. Toad, but like instead of all like the flat 2D animation, they were all animatronics actually interacting and coming at you and moving? Like, that could be wild.
Yeah.
It already is a wild ride. Would it be like Mr. Toad's Wilder Ride or something?
Mr. Toad's The Wildest Ride in the Wilderness. No, that wouldn't work. The wild.
Mr. Toad's Scary Adventures.
Yeah, we just start doing. Take everyone's name, Mr. Toad's Scary Adventures. It's the wildest wild in the wilderness. Oh man.
So while we're reading the chat, I'm going to talk about
Pandora Jewelry.
Yeah.
I just want to talk about my Imagineering hat for a second, because you said grab your hat. I'm like, I need to get a hat. So I went into my closet and grabbed one of my Disney hats.
Yeah, but
it's the it fits this. It's on my shirt actually somewhere. On this part of my shirt. It's the 35th anniversary hat from Tokyo Disneyland.
Yeah,
it's literally like right there.
It reminds me of that giant
but
brim. Reminds me of my Donald Duck hat from my childhood. It's got a giant brim.
It literally,
Yeah.
this is like the actual head ends like right here, and this is all just padding. But I literally, he was like, grab a hat. I'm like, oh, okay, I gotta get a hat. So I just pulled the first one out of my closet. It was either this or a Santa hat, so.
Hey, you know. People are saying also bring back Timekeeper and just update the video, but keep Robin Williams as the Timekeeper. Oh.
Yeah. I like
20,000 Leagues Under the Sea with the new technology would be really cool too. But like not new technology, like Finding Nemo submarines, like that needs to be brought up to current times as well. Like they could do a legit in 2021 like underwater thing would be super cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you don't even necessarily.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm just like, you don't even necessarily need to do it underwater. It's really easy to fake looking like you're underwater, honestly.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. That like even to do a tour of like underwater where you're not underwater, where like you get on, like let's do Disneyland, but like you get on around Pixar Pier. And your tour starts as World of Magic is starting, but you're under the water watching like World of Color above you. And then it's like, and then you dive deeper and it's like, let's go underneath the park and let's come up in Disneyland. And now you're on Nemo and like you can go through Nemo. And again, like you didn't make that long trek. And it's like, let's go to, it's like the Soaring, but underwater. And it's like, let's go to the East Coast or let's go to Tokyo. And it hits all the underwater attractions. But you're in a submarine going around the world as opposed to hang gliding. And then you come back up and you're back at Pixar Pier or whatever.
That would be so cool. I have a slightly different interpretation to that because a lot of Disney parks feature big water features. So like you could have it start like with World of Color and then you dive and then you're in World Showcase Lagoon and you see Spaceship Earth, and then you dive again and you come up and you're at Tokyo Disney Sea with like the volcano, and then you like you go through all the different Disney parks with water features.
Or you even started in like and like on accident something goes wrong in the very beginning and you go over the backside of water and that's what triggers this entire trip. Like you're like, and then like, wait a minute, and then you dive over the backside of water and then that's how your journey begins.
And then you're on Maelstrom and Maelstrom's back.
Yeah, you come up in pirate.
We've turned this into like the most weird and inconceivable yet awesome attraction ever.
It's inconceivable. You can fake diving and coming back up in Disney attractions all the time. It would be like the ultimate like Disney patting its own back. Like, let me just show off everything we've done with water over the last 25 years. Like, you come up for Pirates, you come up for World of Color, you come up for, like you said, like 20,000 Leagues. You could do so many throwbacks. It would be, and you could fake being underwater the entire time. You're in a simulator that just goes in big circles, and it would be, but it would be such a cool ride, and it would be super nostalgia. Let me write this down.
If Pete ever becomes an Imagineer.
Travel by map.
We have to. Why can't we travel? That's all I'm saying.
Travel by map. If we travel by map, it needs to be a Muppets ride. That's the only way I'm traveling by
that's-
map.
There should also be a Muppets ride just in general. Like,
Can I just say real
You know
quick,
what,
like we talked about soaring for a second. All I want to say is I would also like to allocate a little bit of money to fix Around the World with the weird curved screen, because that needs to die.
Gosh.
It's not, if you listen, I don't want to give this away, but I mean, anyone watching the Wolf Den can get some knowledge. They will let you pretty much sit wherever you want. Whenever you get onto Soarin', you might have to wait one extra ride, but for quality, just ask to be in the middle theater in the middle row. Like I do that.
No, yeah, like they
Soarin', and it's been beautiful every time.
Yeah.
No, they let you do that here. It's just like I'm thinking about everyone else who doesn't know that and gets the weird curved ride.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know how you fix that though, because
you re-render it and make it not look stupid. It's all CGI. I mean,
I know, but how do you make the person who's on the right get the same effect as the person on the left? Unless the
they
towers
did it with the
split.
original.
If you're in the middle, you would see two towers.
They did it in the original. They literally did it in the original. Like, the original Soaring Over California didn't have this issue. It didn't bend on the edges like this.
It just got way worse with the redo.
Just a little
It
bit,
definitely,
yeah.
it definitely got a tilt on a screen. It's a round screen, and you're sitting on the outskirts.
Well,
You're gonna have a round
but it's not nearly as bad as like a curved Eiffel Tower that looks like it's now on its side or something like that.
Yeah, it's not the best. I would agree with you. Speaking of merchandise, that was some of the best merchandise when it first came out. Was like make the Eiffel Tower straight again, or like like all these other shirts that were on Etsy, which was funny.
That's good.
Soaring merchandise.
Guys, I don't know about you, but like all this talk about traveling, all this talk about, all these attractions that we now need to build, I'm super hungry.
yeah.
Like I'm really, really hungry.
Are you saying we're
And
going
I
to take
have
a
to
break so I can go get food, or are we going to talk food? Oh, you have food. I have to go get food.
Oh no. Let's do this.
Are we doing
Colleen,
any
are you
more
there,
breaks
my
or
friend?
Everywhere.
Colleen!
What?
Can we take a small break?
Sure.
Can we get a $5
All
or
right.
lesser?
We're going to be taking a small break, and after this, we're going to be talking about a new restaurant. Guys, a new restaurant is opening on Disney property.
Maybe.
I want to know,
It's really weird that it's opening right now, but like, it's
Yeah.
opening.
it's opening though.
And
we'll
somehow,
be right
whatever we
back.
come up with today will still open before Space 220.
Okay.
Oh,
Mute
God.
yourselves.
I have reservations for Space 220 tonight, so let me go get ready, and I'll be right back.
I'm being stung repeatedly.
There's a bee. Oh,
Why is there a bee?
it's very cold out. They've come in.
What do we do? Get off!
Well, bees hate water.
You can't do that. Because all our hives have
Could have
been
remembered the
destroyed.
script, by the way. Thanks, B.
The script.
You didn't go to CityWorks, B.
I'm a space bee!
Hey guys, don't forget you guys can be part of the family WDW's Inner Globe Society for as little as $1 a month. You get post shows for shows like WDW News Tonight and others, as well as first shot of events at events as soon as we're able to do them and more. If you guys want to be part of WIGs, you guys can do that at patreon.com/WDWNT.
Since Eric is gone, I'll handle this. Coming up on WDWNT Live this week, tonight we have Park Center, featuring the news from the Disney parks this week at 9 p.m. Tomorrow at 11 a.m., Party with Pete, and he has a guest, but I don't... it's the voice of Constance from the Haunted Mansion. Very exciting. Tomorrow night at 9 p.m., we have WDW News Tonight, our premiere comedy show. Quote-unquote comedy. I'm kidding. Friday, April 17th at 11 a.m., we have another episode of Cooking with Nick, which sounds really good. I wonder what he's making. And at 9:30 p.m., we have Whose Cue Is It Anyway, which is kind of our little version of Whose Line Is It Anyway. The first time we did it was a lot of fun. I was on that. I really enjoyed it. And I think that this week is going to be a lot of fun too. Saturday morning at 11 a.m., we have Locked In with Eric Morton, and I'm sure he's got something cooked up as well. And at 8 p.m., we have WDWNT, the RPG, the Tomorrowland Travesty. Ooh. Sunday, April 19th at 11 a.m., we have We Love the Prequels with Nick and Jess. They're talking about Star Wars. I guess they like the prequels. That might be something interesting. And then I can't see the time because the thing is in the way, but on Sunday night, I think it's at 9. It's at 8, is Pressing Issues. It's our long-form discussion show. Yeah, 8 p.m., where we discuss the latest news from the Disney parks. It's our long-form discussion show. A lot of people have been asking for a return for something like the old WDWNT podcast, and that's kind of the same idea as Pressing Issues. If you missed last week's episode, you can watch it on YouTube. And that's what's coming up this week on WDWNT Live. And now back to our host, Mr. Eric Wolfe.
You're in the woods with
So much
Eric Wolfe.
We need to set up a thing where we can... We need to set up a thing like where we can stand in front of a green screen, and instead of doing like the Disney Channel logo, we like draw the WDWNT logo, and it's like, I'm Eric Wolfe, and you're watching WDWNT Live.
Oh my gosh. Colleen, by any chance, are you still around?
Colleen, can you hear me?
Yes.
How do you know you're far away?
Can you do me a favor? Can you put the logo on screen? Because Tyler just jumped in the chat. So I just wanted to say thank you so much to Tyler for this cool logo. I really, really loved it. And I appreciate it, Tyler. Thank you, thank you.
We
gotta get Tyler on the show one time.
Yeah.
That
Tyler.
was cool. I like it.
Oh, Tyler.
I gotta get Tyler on. Because
Tyler's a hard
literally,
find.
what we kind of do, and these prompts and just making things up for the parks and for movies and stuff like that, like Tyler does it. Tyler does it all the time. So we definitely need to get Tyler on here sometime.
Yeah, he wrote Something Has Stopped Us Now, so.
Yeah.
Well, he performed it, I should say.
And he performed it too, yeah.
Oh. I'll come on now.
Tyler's the man. But Nathan wrote it. Tyler performed it.
Oh, I didn't know
can
that.
you
I
get
thought
Tyler? Can you get Tyler a VMix code?
He's
Yeah,
our Dean Menzel.
absolutely.
He performs.
Thank you.
I didn't know we had an Adele Dazeem on staff.
Yeah, that's great. That's so
Hey, now
great.
that Tyler's coming on, we can do this. We can do the 6-panel and have Colleen on camera
Yeah.
too.
Also, it's not fair if we're gonna do that drawing thing and Tyler's on, because Tyler's like a legit artist. It's cheating.
Yeah. He's got to have
Tyler would have to judge
his
them.
dominant hand tied behind his back.
Judge it? Yeah, I was gonna say, or like he has to use his opposite hand or his toes or something.
His mouth.
I'm Tyler Mann, and I'll be drawing with my toes today.
We'll have Tyler and the chat be like the final say on who wins. Because if he's a pro.
He is.
Well, while we're waiting for Tyler to get on, before we left, we were talking about getting hungry just a little bit.
Yeah.
And
Some garlic bread.
and guys, a new restaurant is opening. Hypothetically speaking, a new restaurant is opening at the Walt Disney World Resort, and it could be any Walt Disney World Resort around the globe. But what's this restaurant all about? Like, what does it have? Where is it at? Who wants to start?
You can build a restaurant at any Disney World as long as it is the one in Florida.
Oh!
Yikes.
I turned around and dropped
Hello,
like 8
Tyler.
things.
Hi, Tyler.
Oh, there he is.
Oh, that was awesome.
Hello, Colleen. You're finally a permanent fixture in our
I
video.
am. I look so far away in comparison.
You're so far away.
Okay.
Tyler, I'm gonna give you a prompt because you do
Okay.
this. I'm gonna give you a prompt, and then we'll let you go last if you'd like. But essentially, what you got to do is it's just a new restaurant. There's a new restaurant opening up. What are you gonna do with that restaurant? Like, where's it gonna be as well? Is there a theme
There's
to
a new
it?
restaurant.
You don't need to go through.
Oh my gosh. Did you guys hear? Grunkle Stan from Gravity Falls tried opening a restaurant, and it's awful. So it's like attached to the Mystery Shack, which is its own dark ride. But Dipper and Mabel and all the Gravity Falls characters are the servers. Have you ever had like a character experience where like they're the ones serving the food to you? I don't know why this isn't a thing. Like,
I love that.
Why wasn't Gaston's Tavern a thing? You know what? No, I'm switching it. Okay, so Gaston's Tavern, and he's the only waiter. And he comes around and he's just like, oh, hello, what are you going to eat today? And then Thomas says something completely inappropriate. We all laugh. Yeah.
No one waits like Gaston, serves up drinks like Gaston. No one manages to burn lasagna like Gaston.
Oh man,
No, that's Tony.
No, you want to make it rhyme. You say crepes like Gaston.
Yeah, I know. I was trying to go off the top of my head.
No,
I had a
just
joke
like-
for the
I'm-
Gravity Falls restaurant too, but then he ruined it by changing it.
Oh, good. No, say your joke. Here, we'll take it back. Rewind.
is that
No,
your
it's
restaurant?
Anyways, Gravity Falls restaurant. I'll set you up. Gravity Falls restaurant. Spencer, didn't you have something you wanted to say about that?
Shut up, Tyler.
In tune.
That's what you get
I'm
for
setting
telling
you
me to
up for the
shut up
joke.
during the attraction poster.
Okay, but to be fair, everyone else was doing it, and I had to give in to peer pressure. Like when
It's okay.
we were at.
It's okay. No, it's okay. I was gonna do like a little dialogue between Dipper and Grunkle Stan, but I forgot what I was gonna say, so just keep going.
Oh, okay. The only reason I said Gravity Falls was because what? The only reason I said that was because there was Jason Ritter tweets were posted were like showing up in my timeline, and he's the voice of Dipper. I don't know, a restaurant. There's like no restaurant I care enough, or there's no restaurant I actually care enough about at the parks. Like, I just don't care about the whole sit-down experience, and I don't know like what kind of, if I ever had a sit-down experience, what I'd want. Maybe Muppets, like those Japanese restaurants where like people pop out of the walls and give your food to you. Like I want Muppets to pop out of the walls and just be like, "Here's your food, yay!" Or something. Like I want a proper Muppet Show themed restaurant. Like the
one of my ideas. I have my own, but I just want to jump in, and you can have this one. I wanted a murder mystery dinner, but that was all Muppets.
Yes. That would be
like
great.
A murder mystery dinner somewhere on property that is Muppets.
That would be incredible.
Yeah, I would love that. Oh my gosh. I mean, in general, anything murder mystery themed, I'm totally on board with. Can I share something that I just got in the mail? Actually,
yeah, of course.
Oh my god!
Oh jeez!
Did you fall?
Oh jeez! Fun fact: Tyler and Eric get dipped in their hair serum from Upside Down at the same time and slowly come out.
What?
Pete, I think you just broke the show. You broke the
show. What do you mean? I'm actually blonde. And I'm 21 years old. None of these are lies.
Are you trying to be John Mulaney right now? None of these are lies. I am blonde and 21 years old.
I went to Disney World and I couldn't even get a churro in 2019. A churro, can you believe it?
That is actually incredible. Oh my god.
John Mulaney is Shannon's spirit animal.
Yeah, I love John Mulaney.
I love him.
That's okay.
He's so good.
It's okay, Shannon. I love John Mulaney too. He is the best.
Yeah.
If you, just to throw it out there, if you are a John Mulaney fan, SNL just dropped a special involving John Mulaney and like how he grew through the ranks at SNL. It was like a quick 8-minute thing on YouTube. If you look up SNL, you'll see a really cool John Mulaney piece. Yeah, it's really neat.
And if you're in Canada, it'll be country blocked. So go to SNL's Twitter and you can watch it without country block.
There you go.
If you live in Japan, it is also country blocked in Japan.
So also go to their Twitter. Oh my god.
It sucks because I actually like watching SNL. It sucks because I like watching SNL. I like watching like the new sketches to see if anything is good. And this feels weird talking like that. I like watching the new sketches to see if anything is good. Like when Eddie Murphy was on SNL, I had to watch like Mr. Robinson's Neighborhood and stuff like that. And it was so impossible. I had to get out a VPN and finally watch Saturday Night Live like that. But they don't have it in Japan.
So
there's SNL Korea. Like there's an actual.
Yeah, we went
Korean
way off the rails with restaurant.
No, there was an SNL Japan, but it lasted like a year.
SNL restaurant.
Ew.
I'll put this on track.
Sure.
When we were talking about why
Jimmy
Fallon was such a bad ride, I'm like, if you switch Jimmy Fallon with any other talk show host, would that make it a good ride? And we're like, no. We're like, make a good ride is if it was like Race Through New York, but it was SNL actors or like the golden age of SNL actors, like Will Ferrell, Kristen Wiig. Like I know Jimmy Fallon was on there, but he sucks so much, and that ride sucks so bad. Like, if Andy Samberg was the host of a ride, I would love it so much more.
Oh man, that would be.
You know what would be interesting if it was
very similar, but I would love an SNL discussion. But I feel like we should probably talk about restaurants because I'm a huge SNL.
Talk about
Make an SNL panel with Broadway. I'm in for a full SNL panel because it's one of my favorite shows of all time. It's my dream job. If you ever ask me for my entire life, what do you want to be when you grow up? It's on Saturday Night Live. But yeah, I feel like we should talk restaurants.
Disney restaurants that I would like to exist are restaurants that exist in the fiction. So I want a proper Pizza Planet, not even the old Pizza Planet that's now Pizzerizzo. I want Pizza Planet as it is in Toy Story. There's big robot guards with spears at the door, and there's arcade games, and I can win aliens, and etc. There's also pizza.
Good pizza?
So I want... Yeah.
Is that a thing in Disney World? I didn't know that was possible.
Pizza.
Then the other one, and I know that there are like plans for this at the like next resort that's being built, but I want Tiana's Palace at Port Orleans.
Yes.
Where it belongs.
Jeez.
Like, yeah. And Tiana can walk around. You can meet Tiana and Naveen and Louis and yeah. I don't understand why that wasn't the first thing that happened after that movie came out. Why it didn't open at Port Orleans and New Orleans Square.
They don't know what they're doing.
That is a fantastic idea.
Yeah. So those are my two.
Before anyone else goes, I'm gonna say Jennifer Sweet on the chat said I'm gonna read her idea here. So she wants a Once Upon a Time themed restaurant. It can be Granny's Diner from the TV show, and the staff could be characters from the show, Granny Ruby, with appearances from the main actors like Emma and Henry. I like that. I like Once Upon a Time.
Cute. Yeah.
So
I like that show for like the first 3 seasons.
Yeah.
And then it's the same garbage over and over. You're okay, Pete.
Yeah. No, yeah, you are okay. Like after season 3, it just becomes the same over and over.
Although I drink.
Regina's like, I don't want to be evil. And then somebody shows up and they're like, I'm the evil one. She's like, excuse me? I'm evil again, everyone. Like, I need to be more evil than this person who just showed up.
You're so right, though. Spencer, were you gonna pitch yours?
Well, this is going to go slightly off topic, but it circles around, I promise. So, in the SpongeBob movie, they start by opening the Krusty Krab 2 next to the original Krusty Krab.
Yes.
So my idea is that we tear down something in the town square area of the Magic Kingdom and we build Tony's Town Square 2 right next to Tony's Town Square.
That's so funny.
That is funny.
If that's real Italian, we're not.
I like that.
Mr. Chapek, can you explain your reason for building the Tony's Town Square 2? I like money.
Somebody, there's so many talented fans out there. Somebody please go and edit that into the movie.
Just no. Here's the thing.
Money.
We have to get Tom's voice of Bob Chapek in there, just with the puppet, like the puppet voice on top of Mr. Krabs' face.
Yeah,
it would be amazing too, like if they totally mocked Tony's, but and they were so superior. Like, let's say this was an amazing Italian restaurant, but instead of sauce, they called it the red stuff, and all this other ridiculousness. But it's like what tasted amazing.
It would be so
What
good,
about
so good.
WDWNT, the restaurant?
Oh god.
So whiny.
Hello,
Corn
my
dog
name
king.
is Tony.
I would definitely be
My
Butter
name is
pea.
Tony. Here is your spaghetti.
We never
need bread
deliver on
service.
time. Like,
Poor Colleen is running.
people are like,
It's like you have like me, and I'm like, I just got triple set, and Colleen's like, can you handle it? I'm like, I guess. And I'm
It would be like a murder mystery thing, but with WDWNT characters.
someone's like,
Yes.
you told me my
Let's see,
food was going to
who-
be here like 10 minutes ago, and we're like, well,
you see Nick and Tyler in
we're
like
still
an open
trying to get
format
set
kitchen,
up.
so like, they're cooking, but they're also teaching while they cook. They're like,
Yes.
let me add the make the food.
There's a
Nick's
shape
mom is there to
puppet
set the
window.
Sorry. I have a reservation at 7 o'clock, and now it's like 7:30. Oh yeah, sorry, we're just working out some audio problems. Give us just a minute.
Yeah.
I'd be like,
Tonight.
I'm sorry, we're not open
It's
yet.
like whispering.
Why?
Canyon.
Oh,
Jesus,
because
we are
no
just
one's
turning over the
here.
table. So give us a minute.
I'm
It's
sorry,
like
but our
Whispering
owner,
Canyon.
Tom Corliss, hasn't showed up yet, so you just have to wait.
They're really lit, and people are like, this is weird lighting, and then Colleen's like, oh, I forgot to turn on the lights.
Oh,
Hey, Google.
Hey Google.
Hey Google,
Studio lights
on. That'll light you. There you go.
Oh my
Oh, wow,
god.
that looks so much better.
Good job.
I was wondering what was wrong with the studio.
I
I think
forgot.
Maria should be like a
It's like the one
Maria should
thing
be a
that
waitress.
Tom normally does,
Oh yes.
and like I don't normally do. So if he's not
Yeah.
here, I don't remember to do it.
So the restaurant was supposed to open at 7, but Tom's apartment gate isn't working again. So we might be starting a little bit later.
Right? That would be it. I would be the hostess being like, I'm sorry, but your table's not ready because he hasn't brought it here, so like, you just have to wait. And I'm
he's
gonna-
here.
Honey, do you want
Do you want
a booth or a table?
Colleen,
By the way,
Colleen, show
either
these
get
people to
Colleen
the
or
table.
Eric show notes, but do you guys know from the YouTube that you guys have recipes in your show notes, Eric?
Did I have recipes?
Yeah, so if you want to correct
Where
that,
did
all
Colleen
the
go?
recipes are in your show
I'm
notes.
working on it. Do it.
Where did
Oh, there we go. That's exactly what Maria's gonna be serving you guys.
Yup.
She'll be serving you
All
the
right, I have a
tavern
real
chicken, Liberty Tree Tavern at the Magic Kingdom.
Wait, where's
you have
where's
time.
Russ the Robot fit into this?
I'm not sure what they're doing.
Russ the Robot is
Where
the
does
expo
Russ the
of the
Robot fit
restaurant.
into this?
He's the expo. That's a
He could be the
restaurant term
ATM.
for the guy that drops off your food and preps it in the
There-
Your total
People-
is $1,800.
Oh man.
I can't wait for
All
you
right.
guys to be on the RPG on Saturday because you're naming off all these WDWNT characters and it's just going to be a good time.
Jessica, I love that Jessica would be on the pickle station. The pickle. Jessica Pickle Station.
We serve pickles.
Pickle Station.
Here's the thing, Jess. We would say that Tom isn't here yet, but Jess would be the one who's like in the back, like doing 30 things at once and trying to keep everything together.
Yeah, that's so true.
I fixed it.
Oh man.
What was
Jess
broken?
would be like, Jess would have an order and be like, are there any cooks who can take this? And
Can
you
any
know,
cooks
no one
for a
would
this
waiter?
order?
Is there a
I'm
waiter?
looking for a waiter.
Do you have a waiter?
Waiter.
Somebody.
Yeah.
Do I
You
have
want
a
to go help
waiter?
table 6? Nobody wants to help table 6. Table 6 is no one to help.
I'd be like, I'm sorry, I can't right now.
Table 6 has been breaking for 15 minutes and no one wants to greet it. Table 6 is breaking.
There's a
Guys,
link
I
in this
need you
Felix.
to-
Can someone take that?
Here's the thing, and then every morning at the beginning of the day, be like, guys, read the orders.
Someone's saying that the men's room is out of soap. Can I get a reporter to the men's room so we can confirm that there's no more soap in the men's room?
Oh man. Okay, my people in the chat
know what we're talking about.
My people in the chat. Are we gonna continue talking about restaurants? Or are we gonna be drawing some Disney characters? I want you guys to pick.
Can I tell you my restaurant idea really quick?
Yeah, let's do restaurant ideas really quick. Just shoot them out. Go.
Yeah. Are we drawing something? What's happening?
No, so mine
grab some paper, Tyler.
I was excited for this question because this is something I actually want to do, and I wanted to do, and now kind of CityWorks like shattered my idea. But I wanted to make a real working brewery at Disney Springs and have different sections be different, either movies or like genres or like whatever. So like you could have a Pixar room, you could have a Muppet room, and then all my brews would be like designed from Disney parks things, or movies, but mostly Disney parks. And I just thought it'd be so much fun, and like you can have like Muppets jumping out of kettles, like you can have all these different things happening in the brewery itself that would lend itself to Disney parks so well. And it would have been beautiful at Disney Springs, and it would have been open all the time, and it would have been fun because we would have had animatronics and things happening, and it would have been a destination, kind of like you have like T-Rex or Tropical or Rainforest Cafe, like that, but with a Disney park style brewery that's family friendly. And like obviously like, you know, 30, 40 beers on tap, and everyone is a Disney park's name and the reason why. It would have been so perfect, and it's something I always wanted. Anyway, that's my abbreviated version. That's my elevator pitch.
That's good. I like
that. My idea is we used to have the Great Movie Ride. We would have the Great Movie Restaurant, where like you would slowly be taking a trip through the movies while you're dining, and like every movie would be like the next course. So like if you're going through like the alien section, you get like kind of futuristic-y looking food, and then you'd go through like Casablanca and you get whatever kind of food from that movie, you know, like et cetera, et cetera.
So my question for you is, so your table will be moving, so it's not like the whole set or the whole area is changing. You're moving.
It's just the same ride. People are
you replace the ride with table.
Okay.
I think it would be more of a garden grill setup where you're going in a circle.
No, it's more fun this way.
Yeah, there we go.
I like that they just make the ride.
No, this is more fun. You just turn the ride into a restaurant.
Yeah, like they
the ride vehicle just stops periodically at each little buffet.
You get another.
No, it's not even that. It's like the ride vehicle. Here's the thing: the ride vehicle stops, and then like the idea is that like you know how like at some like sushi restaurants they have like the conveyor belt, like your food would come down the conveyor belt next to the ride vehicle or something, or the ride vehicle would stop and your waiter would come out.
I like it better the way you said it, though. Like, you're in a ride vehicle, the table's in the middle, and it's like 8 people around. And, like, when you go to, like, the country scene, there's, like, fire and everything. Or, like, you know, the bank robbery or even, like, the gangster scene. The whole scene happens. You're like, wow. And then people bring out your food for this stop. They're like, all right, here's your bullet beans and your this and that. And then you're start up again on a super slow-moving vehicle to the next scene. And that's where you get another
But they take the food. They take the food even though you're not like done with it.
You're in the middle of eating, and then the cowboys eat your food.
They have to take.
The gangsters like
they can't be that many plates on the table.
Yeah, like you pull up to Alien, and you go, "What is this?" And they go, "We can't tell you, but it's edible." And you have to like dig in and find out it's Florida.
Really quick, my restaurant idea was to take Tony's Town Square and just kick it out. I'm redoing the restaurant as Marceline, and it'll just be like a Walt Disney themed restaurant in the heart of Main Street.
So it'd be like the
with
plaza.
The same microwave spaghetti.
Yeah, kind of thing. Oh no, not the microwave spaghetti. We're not doing that. We're doing a whole new menu. I don't know what the menu is right now, but we're doing a whole new menu.
Yeah, like everything's corn-based, like a Midwestern vibe. Like if you ask for wine, they just say red or white. They don't ask you for like where in the country or world it's made. Like, oh, you want wine? You want the red or the white? You're like, well, what's the red? They're like, red. What's the white?
White.
That accurately describes ordering wine in the Midwest, actually.
Oh, man.
That's what I'm saying. You got to make it authentic.
All right, my friends. Get some pieces of paper. My people in the chat,
Tyler,
it's
you are
your
not
time
allowed
to
to
shine.
Got it.
Yeah, you can do
Tyler,
that.
you're not allowed to compete.
You can't
What?
beat. Yep.
We thought that was
Tyler's not
cheating.
allowed to compete. He's the
Not fair.
professional.
I have no
We'll see,
idea
we'll
what's
see.
happening though.
We're going to be
So-
drawing Disney characters from memory.
Yeah,
Yep,
the
I'm
chat's
gonna
gonna
fail.
suggest a character. They're gonna be like, draw Simba, and then you draw Simba without having a picture of Simba. You're like, I think this is what
Turn
Simba
these
looks like.
lights off.
Oh wait,
If
here, hold
anyone
on a
wants to play
second.
Drawful after this, I want to play Drawful after this.
Ooh, drawful.
These are
All right, we
Tom's
got some in the
pictures
chat
from when
already.
We did it last time.
Wait,
So
what?
let's see. This is we got come up to the camera.
Every time I
It's to the
click in, something
camera.
falls.
So like we drew Simba, and I think
Aw.
that's Mushu, and some
Oh, wow.
a monkey.
Was that a monkey? I
I
don't know about that.
agree that we need Maria merch.
Uh,
Someone wrote we need
It kinda
Maria
looked
merch.
like-
and I
this is
totally
Madame
love that idea.
Leota.
That's a good Leota. I'm gonna lose this game.
This is a country bear.
Oh, that looks
be
like
fun.
Goofy on drugs.
Here's Eve. I don't know what this is. I think maybe it's supposed to be a
Oh, I know what
llama.
that is.
Yeah, that's
No.
supposed to be
Cusco.
Cusco.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, so that's the gist. That's the idea.
Okay.
Someone
That is
say
the idea.
Dipper.
We're gonna have
Because that's the only thing I know.
You're
how to
gonna have,
draw from memory.
you're gonna have 2 minutes to draw something.
Oh, that's a lot of time. Okay.
Yeah, you'll have 2 minutes.
2 minutes is forever.
You
I'm okay
think
with
it's
that.
a lot of time. You think. People in the chat
All right,
start
we'll see.
naming things for us to draw. Let's see here.
Do we have to pick one, or you're gonna tell us?
I'll tell you guys one.
Okay.
Let's see what we got. Draw Nick as a Disney princess.
I like that.
Draw Nick as a Disney prince.
I can't draw that from memory, so
Yeah.
Oh,
I
you know
have
what?
a-
Let's draw
Not in my
Buzzy.
brain.
We're gonna draw Buzzy.
Oh,
Buzzy.
at least a character I know how to draw. Yay.
Okay.
So we have 2 minutes.
See,
You
Tyler's
guys ready?
cheating.
Set. 2 minutes. Go.
If I was a Buzzy, what would I be? I'd be a young boy with glasses.
I'm using an awful. I'm using like a calligraphy marker to draw this,
This
so the
marker
tip is like
running
angled.
out. Yeah, and I messed up. I should have got a better marker. Let me mute myself for a second here.
You got a minute left.
Okay, never mind. I found them. Thank you. Found a marker that works. What do we got? 45 seconds? I got this.
You got 30 seconds.
It just starts drawing now.
I got this.
When we were doing our we were trying to figure out what event we wanted to do at Stage 89 as part of Ride Rehab, like as its own thing. And I was like, can we just go to the Wonders of Life Pavilion, like the fence outside of it, and just hold
seconds.
like a vigil for Buzzy?
Oh.
And then we decided against that
5,
because we
4,
wanted to
3,
go on attraction.
2, 1.
This is terrible.
What did you guys end up doing?
I just started drawing 30 seconds ago, so I just have It's okay. It's okay. I think mine's pretty close. Mine's not terrible.
Tyler, what did you end up doing for the event?
Oh, we did Canada Appreciation because the Canada movie was going away, the Martin Short one. So we
Nice.
hung out outside the Canada Pavilion, and then we went and watched the movie. And then I gave everyone a bunch of Canadian snacks.
Sweet.
What's the difference between Canadian snacks and American snacks?
These ones were purchased for $40 from the Canada Pavilion.
Nice.
Before we show our drawings, if by any chance you guys are watching this and you're playing along as well, I'd love to see them. So you guys can send them to my email, ewolfe, EWOLFE, at WDWNT.com, and I'm gonna also put that on the chat, and we'll show these. We'll show your creations next week.
I just looked up Buzzy, after drawing to be like, oh yeah, that's what he looks like.
I don't know. I only know his face, so that's all I pretty much drew, and I'm just filling in the dark marks that didn't work the first time. But anyway, all right, I'm pretty much good to go. I only have his face.
All right, we'll go.
I didn't get
we'll
to
go
finish,
me.
so
We'll go me, Spencer, Shannon. Then we'll go down to Pete. Okay.
All right.
Okay. So that's my.
That's good.
That's my Buzzy.
yeah, that's better
He's
than I
a
like
little
that.
scary, but
He's very excited to be there.
That's my Buzzy. Spencer, what you
That's
got?
amazing.
This is horrifying.
Bring it closer.
We got to bring that to the screen, son. Oh, that's pretty good.
Oh, okay.
life size.
He's a real boy.
He's a real boy.
He's real cute.
Nice.
Okay,
Shannon.
my Buzzy.
Oh, that's pretty
Hey.
good.
My Buzzy looks more like a real boy.
I forgot the glasses.
Got his little jacket.
I forgot the
Nice.
headphones. So
Okay.
I drew my head shape and instantly was like, well, I don't like that, but I only have 2 minutes. So.
Pete, what you got?
Mine actually just looks like a picture of me from the 8th grade, but
I think that's pretty good.
Hey,
That's pretty good.
That is pretty good, yeah.
That's it right
that
there.
is good, man.
Oh yeah, he has headphones.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally forgot the headphones.
Yeah.
Tyler, what did
I
you
remember
do?
the headphones. I didn't get the glasses.
I drew him for the map game or the math game logo, and now it's an icon in our Slack. So I kind of relatively know how to draw him.
oh, that's good.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
I forgot he has
Buzzy
headphones.
right
That's
there.
so good. So chat. What do you guys? Colleen, did you draw one?
No, I didn't. I'm running a company.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure. Just
Which
wanted to make
company?
sure.
This one, I hope.
Everyone,
This one, I
everyone,
hope.
show your drawings again, and we'll let the chat vote.
I mean, I think I know whose is the best.
Hey, WDW Mickey, you gotta vote. You can't just laugh at us.
Tyler's is not.
Tyler, you won.
Tyler's doesn't count. No, Tyler's doesn't count. That's cheating.
Yes, I already knew how to draw Buzzy. Is the thing.
It's because
anything
you're
that
actually
Spencer
an
won.
artist. Oh, really? Wow. I thought Pete would win.
That's just a picture of myself. This is self-portrait number 3 from the series.
Is that? Never
All
mind.
right.
I had a joke.
You guys ready for another one?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Pete, I know you got to erase. Did you erase yet?
I'm erasing right now.
Okay.
Once I
Let me know when you're
get
done.
fully
I will say this. I like as professional of an artist as I am, I cannot do quick illustrations and make them look good, especially if I can't sketch it and then like ink over it
Go over it.
afterwards.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
just using ink, I'm like, I can't erase any mistakes. Okay.
I'm using a pencil, but it doesn't have an eraser on it. So.
I have a blue pen.
I'm ready whenever
Yeah,
you
I got
guys
a
are.
marker.
I'm pretty much erased.
You ready? Okay. So we're gonna be drawing Jiminy Cricket.
Oh,
Jiminy
God.
Cricket. Ready?
What does
Set.
he look like?
2 minutes. Start now.
Yeah. Jiminy. Oh boy. He's got like a.
I'm drawing Masonic eyes.
Where's the hat? He wears a top hat. He looks like a magician.
I feel like he has hair or something. It's just...
If he has hair, I'm totally not thinking of the right thing.
Does he have glasses? I cannot for the life of me remember.
If he has hair, I'm screwed with my Jiminy Cricket vibe.
Oh, this is bad.
Oh, this is
Does he have
terrible.
suspenders? What kind of outfit does he wear?
I'm not
The little
telling
black
you.
jacket.
He's like in a suit, right?
That's what I'm drawing, so I hope so. 45 seconds.
This is garbage.
No, you're right. Way faster than you think.
Mine looks like it was drawn by a 6-year-old. This disturbs me greatly.
That was mine last week. All of mine's last week just looked like a 6-year-old. And this week as well. Nothing has changed. 10 seconds. He has little spats, I think.
We did a Kingdom Hearts
5,
parody musical, and in the
4,
game, Jiminy has a journal.
3.
And I'm like, let's make him a hipster. So he has a phone. And then in Kingdom Hearts 3, they gave Sora a phone.
Well, what does Jiminy Cricket look like, guys?
I don't know what. Like,
Mine,
I had him looking one
I don't
way.
need for him to be holding a weapon. It's supposed to be an umbrella.
Oh yeah, he does have an umbrella.
But it looks like he's holding
I
a
have
knife
him
in my
looking
photo.
one way, but then his body's not looking the same way, so it's a little weird.
Oh. Yeah, see, your umbrella looks more like an umbrella.
Look up an image.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That's,
I am not close at all.
You know, like,
Well,
Mine.
All right,
doesn't
Spencer.
look like
Mine looks like mine looks like he's a pilgrim with a gun and a knife.
Why does he have a gun? Why does he have a gun? What is that?
Jiminy's
It's
always
supposed to be a cane and an umbrella.
mine looks like Voldemort in a top hat.
That looks more like Mr.
Greetings,
Monopoly.
Harry.
No. It's more
Does
like
he have-
Mr. Monopoly.
Mr. Monopoly, yeah.
Does he have a little whip in his hand, or is that his, like, tail?
No, those are his coattails, yeah.
Da, da, da,
Pinocchio.
Okay.
And then he's got the conscience badge on. That's what I remembered. So
Pinocchio, you will listen
you know
to
what
your
it looked like to me?
Shh.
It reminded me of The Greatest Showman. I was just like, oh, yeah.
yeah, the top
Greatest
hat's really
Showman.
tall.
Pete, what you
Mine
got?
is not. Mine is not good.
Hey, okay.
You got the cheeks in there and the boot covers.
Yeah.
The shoe covers, whatever they're called. What's with Disney and drawing
Yeah,
that? Is that a rich person thing?
Spats. It's an old person thing.
Yeah, little spats.
Is that what a spat is?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those are little spats. I like it, I like it.
Spats.
Tyler, what you got?
That's a cricket.
I have no idea what this is.
That's Jiminy.
That's
Mr.
Garfield.
Buzzy with an
Oh my gosh.
It
That's
just looks like
Garfield in a
Buzzy,
top hat.
He doesn't have hair. Yeah, that was my mistake. Oh no, he does have hair in the photo when he takes his top hat off, at least. Whatever.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's funny. All right,
It
guys,
was just a
put them up
game.
once again.
Oh right.
Oh, I already. Oh, hang on. Disqualify me. I threw it out already.
Disqualify me.
Oh, right now it's Pete and Wolfe.
I like yours better.
Mine looks creepy because it's like sideways, but he's not sideways.
Yeah.
They're all bad.
I
That's
think
fair.
we can say that Tyler's
That's hard to
That's
draw.
fair.
on. It's not
Oh,
Jimmy
Pete,
Cricket.
you won.
My guy just looks like a carnival barker with a weird face.
Pete, you got that one, bud. Oh man. There was another one. Oh, okay. Are you guys ready? We got another one.
Oh god. Oh god.
I'll never be ready.
Yeah, this one's gonna be difficult because I'm even like me knowing what it is. I'm over here like, I don't even know.
Is it Beast?
All right. No.
I hope it's Beast. Beast is like 4 different animals combined, and I'm like, what does he look like?
We can
it's
definitely
8
do
animals
Beast, but
Yeah.
but first we're gonna do Tamatoa from Moana.
What?
Who?
Tamatoa.
Oh, the
don't
one with
know.
the
Moana.
the one with the terrible song.
I don't know. That's all I'm saying. Tamatoa.
Oh, is he the crab? Okay.
think
I don't know.
Oh yeah, you're right.
You guys got 2 minutes.
The one with the
What?
terrible
What?
song. Which one?
2 minutes.
Oh.
I'm
Tamatoa.
gonna draw something shiny.
Yeah, draw whatever you want. You got 2 minutes going now.
No, Tamatoa didn't have a Tamatoa.
I've never wanted to walk out of a movie more than when I heard that song.
Right?
No, that was amazing. I've never wanted to be more on drugs during a Disney movie.
It doesn't. It literally does not affect the plot of the movie.
It doesn't.
At
There's like
all.
no
I know, that's
point,
the best part.
but it is fun.
That's literally the best part.
And then, like, every other song is, like, at least somewhat Polynesian inspired. And then this song comes in and it's just like, and it's just like a dumb rap song. And I'm like,
Yeah, it's like they
am I in
owed someone
another
a favor.
movie? What is happening?
Oh no, this is not turning out well.
You guys have
It
a minute
started out with
left.
a lot of promise. Started out with a lot of promise. What does the bottom half of him look like? I have no idea what the.
What does a crab look like? This is so bad. This is so bad.
"25 seconds."
I got nothing.
I mean, I think this is a crab that I've got here, but
I'm erasing my own fat hands are erasing part of this.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right.
okay.
Tamatoa.
2, 1.
Gotta look
Terrible.
up
This
what
is not good.
Tamatoa
This
looks
is
like.
not good.
Tamatoa.
Mine looks like a walking.
They're so
mine looks like a
beautiful.
walking grand piano.
Oh my gosh.
That is why
You know when it zooms in
Tamatoa.
on Mr. Krabs' face and it's like that smelly smell
This
and
is
he has
not
like
good.
eyelashes blinking?
Yes. Spencer, what you got for us?
Looks like
Ooh,
It looks
okay,
like I
yeah.
put eyes and claws on a George Foreman grill.
It looks like a scale you would measure stuff on, but with like eyeballs sticking out of it.
Shannon.
I thought George Foreman grill, but okay.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
It's
Nice.
octopus.
He's wearing mittens.
Bye, Colleen.
Yeah, he's wearing mittens.
It's wearing mittens.
Pete.
I didn't know what his body looked like, so I focused on the face.
Actually, that's
whoa.
really well.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Shoot, yeah.
That's good.
That's definitely him.
That's way closer than what we've tried.
I don't know what his
Yeah.
dentist issue
Tyler.
is, but he needs a dentist. That's for sure.
Definitely though. Oh man, that's good.
No, that's what his teeth look like. If I see
Tyler.
that, I'm like, that's the character. Oh God,
That's the character, yeah.
I drew a beignet. I drew a beignet with eyes and teeth.
Wow, that's good. That is good.
I
All
love
I
that.
remember is
Alright.
he had like caw eyes or whatever.
That's
All right.
Oh man. Let's show our tomatoes.
All right.
Pete's gonna win.
Definitely.
I don't even have a body. I don't. To be honest, his eyes
I
are
mean, I
floating in the
hope
middle of
he
nowhere.
wins.
Does this
His eyes
look
are
like the
floating in
crab
the middle
from
of nowhere,
water?
so it doesn't really make sense. I don't know.
No.
What
No,
about
but hey,
this?
you can definitely just draw anything. Yeah, Pete.
No, Pete got it pretty close.
Yeah, no,
I'd
definitely.
say
Pete,
Pete
yeah.
got the closest because he got the teeth.
Shannon, your sister
I just
abandoned
realized
us.
Jiminy
His
Cricket.
teeth were blinking.
These are from memory.
I think it was like he had like a mouth
You've drawn
or like blinking in his teeth,
Like what?
or something like that. I don't know.
Fuzzy?
That's all I remember.
Yeah.
He said he had
And
like a
Pete-
drill.
You have the same sort.
For winning 2, you are our winner this week.
You get to decide how we destroy these.
Oh, my favorite way.
I'm going to vote for garbage.
Hey.
Throw them up, and then if anyone gets too close to it in a supermarket, throw them at that person.
Well, guys, thank you so much for joining us today on the Wolf Den. I want to thank everyone that's here today. Tyler, thank you for joining us right there at the end, man. That was good.
You're
I
welcome.
enjoyed it.
If you say my name
Yeah.
enough in the chat, you summon me apparently.
We just summoned you.
Hi, Colleen.
Awesome,
Hi.
awesome. Hello. So yeah, guys, remember in the chat, if you guys drew any of our any of our characters today, you guys can email me those and we'll show them next week on our show. And that'll be fun to do. Thank you guys so much
Did
for
we have
joining
any,
us today.
Did we have any super chats that we missed?
We did not today. No super chats today.
Okay.
No one appreciates
But that does bring up a good point. You guys can always use those super chats right here on YouTube to donate to any of the shows that you guys are watching, because we do 2 shows a day, so you guys can do that right here on YouTube. Once again, thank you so much for joining us, and thank you guys for joining me today on the Wolf Den. We'll see you guys next time.
Plenty of shows coming up, so stay tuned.
Yeah.
Tune in tomorrow morning. Tune in tomorrow.
Party with Pete
Yeah,
tomorrow
Hey,
morning.
Pete, what are we doing on
Yeah.
Party with Pete tomorrow?
Tomorrow we have Kat Cressida, who voiced a bunch of famous Disney characters. And of course, the party continues. We have a full topic list. Just tune in. It'll be fun.
And then tomorrow night, 9 p.m., we got WDW News Tonight. Spencer, do you mind taking it from here on Friday?
Oh, yeah, sure. But you also skipped that tonight at 9 p.m. We have Park Center rounding up the Disney news of the week. Friday
That's
at
right.
11 a.m. we have Cooking with Nick. He's going to be making something delicious, I hope. And at 9:30 p.m. we have our own spin on Whose Line Is It Anyway? We got Whose Cue Is It Anyways? With Michael. I think he's got a really great cast this week. I'm super excited. The first episode we did, Wolfe, you were on that with me, weren't you?
I was, yeah.
It was a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun. The new cast is gonna be really good too. So you should definitely tune in for that Friday night. Saturday morning, 11 a.m. we have Locked In with Eric Morton, and he's always got something fun planned. 8 p.m. Saturday, Tyler, you've got WDWNT, the RPG, the Tomorrowland Travesty. Can you give us any details on that?
If you like characters from News Tonight, you should definitely check it out, because I'm going to have to try and terribly mimic them. But also, Pete is going to be on, Eric is going to be on. Yeah. Matthew is like the Alan Davies of QI. Like, he's always on every episode. We have who else is on? We have Ashley. I think not Shannon. Whatever. We're gonna have a lot of new people joining as well. But yeah, it's going to be a nice long story. Lots of puzzles and riddles, including the stuff that you guys sent in by solving the other puzzle that we posted. If you haven't done that yet, go to wdwnt.com/RPG to solve the puzzle and send in data that our adventurers are going to need, and it will actually affect the game in some way. It's going to be ridiculous, and I can't imagine how frustrating to watch you guys try and solve puzzles. That's all.
Oh, that sounds really cool. I actually might watch that. And then Sunday, April 19th at 11 a.m., we have We Love the Prequels with Nick and Jess. I'm guessing that's something about Star Wars. Maybe that they like the prequels.
Ew.
You'll just have to tune in to find out why they are saying such horrible things. And then Sunday night at 8 p.m. we have Pressing Issues. It's our new long-form discussion show, kind of like the old WDWNT podcast, where they take a couple of the issues of the week and have a long, unstructured discussion about it. There's a lot of people who was asking for this kind of show to return, and now it's back. If you missed last week's, you can catch it on the YouTube channel. And we've got tons of stuff coming up next week, and for however long the Disney parks are closed. So stay tuned to WDWNT live on YouTube. Subscribe, click the bell, do everything you got to do. And we will see you again for the next show, hopefully.
Awesome.
So, yeah.
Thank you, Spencer.
Everybody say bye.
Yeah, we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Say bye.
Or tonight.
Bye. Achoo.